Eagles. Eagles.
Another game and another W for your Philadelphia Eagles. They win on a crazy nail-biting finish. The final was 33-26 today after Jordan Davis returns the second blocked field goal of the day. Big Sills, as an Eagle fan, I felt every emotion possible with this one today, and it's only week 3, my friend. They win the football game and move to 3-0. Welcome into the postgame show, my friend.
Absolutely, man. And what you got to love about it is that they came from behind. Some of the things that people may have thought that you didn't think that they could do, they came back, they fought back. I think the Rams, again, some decision-making in the game that we can question with Sean McVay's play calling. But, boy, I'll tell you what, man, they fought back. And I got to tell you, 2 stars of the game, if you're giving game balls out, you're giving them to Jordan Davis and you're giving them to Jalen Hurts. I mean, A.J. Brown, you throw in that conversation, obviously. DeVonta that's one of the best DeVonta Smith games I've seen him play in a long time. Incredible effort by the team. You know what? The defense got gashed all day long, but they started making some plays. I mean, I thought the Rams
in the open. Unbelievable game. Let me see if I can get Sileo back in the postgame show right now here on is it me?
Yeah, it's you there, brother.
No, it's not me. Let's see if we can get Sileo back here in the postgame show. Guys, unbelievable finish here. 33-26. The Philadelphia Eagles win the game. I think I got Big Sills back. Big Sills, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you. We're having internet issues here. They're attacking as we win the game. But Sills, that game really, Sills, had everything involved in it. And I had this ready to tweet out, all right, after the game. And I had to cancel it because they blocked the field goal. I had this ready to tweet out. Maybe people will think I'm crazy for this. I had this ready. I've never felt better after an Eagles loss. Post-game show now on JAKIB Sports. And the reason I was going to tweet that, Sills, if they did kick that field goal through the upright and the Eagles lost the game, is it took us going down big and having the first half we did. But welcome to the 2025 season, Philadelphia Eagles offense, right? That's what I felt like in the second half there. And you know, we obviously won the football game, but even if they didn't win that football game, you saw a lot of good things in that second half, or things that we can build on this season.
Absolutely. You know, as we alluded to, we said that, you know, one of the things that were question marks going into a game like this was if they got far behind, which they did, could they end up having comeback capabilities? They did. They fought their backside back. I mean, if you look down the line, let's face it here, that defense for the Eagles, they were a bend but don't break because they got really run over on the ground. I mean, the Rams had 160 yards rushing. They had 356 yards in total offense, and it wasn't really a great performance. But once again, the resilient Eagles come back, find a way to win. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith. It really wasn't Saquon Barkley. Now, he ran tough yards in that game, especially in the second half of the game. But you got to say it, man. I mean, they come back and what I think they did defensively, which was great today, Zander, was that they were 3 of 10 were the Rams on third down. They had to get them off the field, and they got them off the field, especially in the second half.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Sills. I know I'm having internet issues right now. I'm going to get it fixed here at the start here. But, Sills, let's talk about that first half and just the way they started off so slow, and the offense does rebound, answers back in the second half. You really got everything. I don't know if it took them getting to that point, Sills, to unlock the offense, but you see what this offense is capable of. This is why we come on these shows after games like last week and we say, I know we won, but there's more left to do. You can be better than this. And I think you see it when what happened in today's game. When you get your best players involved, you have good things happen on offense.
Absolutely. I said this too. This would be a validation game. That was one of the themes that we had throughout the entire week this past week, that this would be a validation. How would your secondary end up playing? How would your defensive front end up playing? I think they struggled in the first half setting the edge. I mean, I was impressed with what the Rams were able to do by running the football the way they did. So, again, man, I mean, they really did some really great stuff, and they came back in the second half. They fought their asses off, and I was really impressed with what they did. So, really I think, again, sideline adjustments, all the stuff that they were doing. They started getting the ball out wide. They started I think forcing the ball to those wide receivers, and it was the difference in the ball game, in my opinion. So once again, folks, hopefully we can get Zander back in here, but I got to tell you, man, there is no question about it that you wanted to know if they would have comeback capabilities. And they did. Jalen Hurts played his ass off in this football game. That was just another game out of the 3 games that they've played. The first game, I said I thought he played well. He played well today, mostly in the second half. Hey, and for this too, I have never in my life seen Jalen Hurts take more of a pounding in a game than what I saw with Jalen Hurts taking a pounding. The Rams were getting after his ass. Now, look, that has a lot to do with the offensive line and Lane Johnson going down. Absolutely need to know what the status will be of that. But I really thought those guys manned up in the second half of that football game, and they really did, man. They ran the ball in the second half when they had to. They had really good situational in-game stuff. And I got to tell you, man, there is no doubt about it. That's the kind of win there you reflect back on. And I don't know, man, moving forward, that's a heck of a victory. Now you got the Buccaneers coming up on the other side of this, and you guys showed up, and in the second half were able to get it done. Really some absolutely great stuff here. So, I mean, Zander, if you're the coaching staff, if you're the players, you have to be 1,000% excited about how you came back in this ball game.
100%. Sills, I said it. I mean, I was prepared, and I know people aren't going to like this. I was prepared to lose the game today and feel good about what you built. You don't win Super Bowls in September, regardless of what you're able to do. And the fact that they showed what they're capable of on offense is going to lead to a better results this football season. And now they've really laid the stepping stone on, all right, this is where we need to be. Everybody saw it with their own 2 eyes. When you get A.J. Brown involved, when you get DeVonta Smith involved, when you get Dallas Goedert the ball involved, look at how good this football team is. We dominated the Rams team in the second half, Sills. Dominated them. We won the second half 26-7. That was the score of the second half. So this is why you got great players. This is why you got to get them involved in football games. And today, even with the W, even if we didn't get that great play at the end of the game and they punched it through the uprights, I would feel pretty good after a loss here. I'm not going to lie to you. And I wouldn't say that often. I mean, Eagle fan, we don't even feel good after wins sometimes, Sills. But that team showed what they're capable of. And that's the biggest thing you take away from this game, because now you're back in the, I said it a second ago. Well, welcome to the 2025 season, Eagles offense. That's the first game we've seen. Your
run game struggling.
It is. But
okay, it is struggling. Now it's due. Listen, is it going to be corrected? Yes. When you get guys back now, Lane Johnson's injury and his neck injury has got to be something that you have to monitor out of this. But the run game is suffering because of who? They're suffering because they're not healthy in the middle of that offensive line right now. I thought the Rams stuffed the run, man. The Eagles' 86 yards rushing was tough yards in this ball game.
Yeah, but
Hurts making plays, but dude, they got dominated up front.
No, you're right. But don't you agree with this? The running game, while it hasn't been crazy explosive yet this year, it looked better in the second half, didn't it? You saw Saquon have a couple, right? And you saw him have a couple 10-yard runs. Now there was nothing big and explosive, but the minute you start moving the ball in the air and you present that threat to a team like that, you're going to be able to start to run with Saquon Barkley again. I know it's a little bit of a catch-22, but you need both things clicking. You can't just rely entirely on Saquon Barkley, and I think that's what's really going to open it up for him. Sills, I think we can establish something. This team needs to be good passing the ball too. We cannot go through another year of not passing the ball like we did in that set. That second half was a perfect look at what this team is capable of when they have everything clicking.
Like I said, though, Barkley, 18 carries, 46 yards, 2.6 a carry.
Yeah, nothing.
That's not getting it done, man.
No, it's not.
The guy in this ball game who got it done is Hurts.
Yeah.
Hurts, AJ, DeVonta. How about that one critical catch, that 33-yarder that Dallas Goedert got across the middle of the field, too, to go down there and get that touchdown? I thought that was a really good play call, actually. And let me just say this, Zander. I don't know if you'll ever have your defensive backs have to cover a player like Puka Nacua, but holy shit, that guy can play.
That guy's
guy's
really
got
good.
hands, man. He can freaking play.
Yeah.
And I think they settled down a little bit more in the second half. You know what I couldn't get? I see people putting that in here. Why did they not put Fred Johnson in quicker? The quarterback was getting mauled in the first half. Pryor was getting annihilated.
Yeah, annihilated.
I mean,
I said that on the halftime show.
Was blowing him out.
I said exactly that on the halftime show. And then they went to Fred Johnson and they started moving the football again. So, that's a big factor. Sills, what do you think of the defense today? Or you just mentioned it. Early in the game, I thought the defense in the very first couple of drives, they looked good because they kept everything. They kept Stafford from looking deep. He couldn't complete many passes. Everything was very short, and they were stopping the run. So things were working out, and that kind of is Stafford's kryptonite. If you take away all his receivers, he's not a check down Charlie type of guy. He wants to throw the football. So, and then once I felt like the Eagles offense couldn't move the ball, Sills, that's when the Rams started to run the football because I think our defense got tired. Our defensive linemen were tired because I think they had 15 or 18 more snaps, somewhere in that range in the first half. Defensive line got tired. They started running the football, and the defense started looking like Swiss cheese. Second half rolls around, and our offense is going, boom, our defense is looking good again. It's complimentary football. That's why we always say that. But I do think that was a big factor for why the defense looked a little shoddy in the first half.
I think also the pass protection got better because remember something. After the first quarter, you had -2 yards passing. And
right.
there was something that was said on the sidelines there. By the way, one more time, Jalen Carter, will you please fucking grow up? Stop that stuff with that 15-yard taunting thing when you went back and the refs called it on you. They're going to target you. I thought it was egregious too. But Zander, know this. They're going to be looking at him, and there was the biggest example. It was a nothing call. That should never have been called.
Yep.
Please do us a favor and grow up. The defensive tackle who's playing the best tackle right now so far is Jordan Davis.
100%. Has he arrived, Sills?
I'll tell you what. Let's see a couple more games because if you remember back in 23 at the beginning of the year, he got off to a really good start too, and he kind of faded. I'm not saying he's going to fade. Okay, but what I'm saying is he's off to a nice start. Let's see how he finishes because he did pick up from, I'd say, about week 13 last year to where he is right now. I mean, right? Here we go.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, that by the way, that play at the end, what a play at the end. A second blocked field goal of the day. Jalen Carter had the first one, then got the taunting, as you were referring to there. But Jordan Davis makes the block, scoops it up, and the big boy runs it back for the touch. That was an exciting way to end a football game, wasn't it, Big Sills?
Absolutely, man, it was. And again, special teams. I mean, I really thought they had another good day. But for the punt return, Jesus Christ, the guy, can he catch it?
I know. Well, you know what he was doing, though, that kicker? So that's not the punter, but the kicker, he was doing knuckleballs. Cardi, his name is. He's like known for that. And I don't think the Eagles had much practice for that because they couldn't field a kick, dude. They kept going right through the one on Tank Bigsby just went right through his hands. It looked, so I don't know. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. Sills, I want to focus in on Jalen Hurts here for a little bit. All right. And you are somebody who has given Jalen his share of criticism. I don't think all wrongfully. I think maybe some, but everybody has their opinions, and you're certainly entitled to that. Jalen Hurts has a performance like that today. What does that make you think? Does that make you think he's more capable than we give him credit for? They just have to go to him. Do you think he's still inconsistent? What did you think of Jalen Hurts' performance today, who comes back in the second half, ends 21 of 32 for 226 and 3 touchdown passes in the second half?
Let's let everyone know we've been consistent about this year. I thought he played very well in the Dallas game. I said that. I thought he looked like 2022 Jalen Hurts. And he had the resiliency in this football game because he got out to a poor start. I thought the Rams really got out to a great start. By the way, the Rams have closed the gap. Now, is that because of injury? Probably. Okay, probably. But they were able to run the football, but to finish up with Jalen, look, man, he absolutely put the team on his back. The run game was nowhere. He had 40 yards rushing. He had 226 yards passing through the air. And he had those 3 TDs, as you said. I mean, without those yards and now the ability to be able to get out in the perimeter, I thought they did a great – by the way, I thought they did a great job, and I thought Jalen did a great job of forcing the ball to DeVonta Smith and also to A.J. Brown. Look at the yards. And you know what in my house we kept saying? I don't know if you saw it too, Zander, but the yards after catch. that A.J. Brown gets is fucking off the charts. He is amazing with that after the catch. They couldn't get him on the ground.
A.J. Brown was playing with anger today. Every time he caught a ball, he was determined to make the most of the yardage he was going to get on every single catch. It was honestly a joy to watch A.J. Brown out there today. So very good stuff for the Eagles offense. They really finally got it going. How about this, everybody? A.J. Brown had a second-half touchdown catch. DeVonta Smith had a second-half touchdown catch. And Dallas Goedert had a second-half touchdown catch. So all three of your big playmakers make a play in the second half, and the Eagles march back with a walk-off touchdown win from Jordan Davis. A lot to take from the game today. You saw a little bit of everything. You saw the first half and the way that went, and then they rebound back in the second half. So much to take of this game. Sills, who stuck out to you on defense outside of Jordan Davis, who I think has really arrived as a great player here, but still a lot of good play, I thought, on the defense side. Anybody stick out to you?
Not really. I think maybe Bond played well. Q got burned quite a few times out there today. And I also thought Reed Blankenship, holy cow, guy. You let them pick you apart back there. Now, it's settled down, Zander, in the middle of the third and into the fourth quarter. It's settled down to being, again, this was going to be a back-and-forth football game. You saw it. And then when the injury started happening and started acquiring on really both sides of the football, most notably with Lane, you started to see that. I got to tell you, too, man, kudos to Jeff Stoutland's guys. They went in, even with backups, and they were able to move the sticks and able to fight back in this ball game. Really, some really good stuff. The defense.
I think Landon is still a little bit of a problem.
He is a problem. And I think also, too, I don't think Camp played well. And this is a third straight week. Those two guys have not played well. So I'll go here. I think the Eagle defense the guy who played the best, again, is Davis. If you had to put a game ball for the top player, it was Jordan Davis. That play he made running down Stafford to stop that third down. It reminded me of that Josh Allen play that he made a couple years ago when he ran the guy down. But this time he had gas to finish. I really didn't think Jalen Carter played that hot.
Well, I thought he made a couple plays here and there, but I think he's still finding his rhythm. Yeah, he's still finding his rhythm. You can tell he's not fully, in his midseason form, which, he's got to get to. But ultimately, I do think you're right, about Jalen Carter. So, real quick, I want to say something about the offense. I know we're going back and forth here, but can we get the straitjacket off Jalen Hurts and leave it off? Seriously, I'm so done with the approach that we had in the first half. Why? You don't have crappy receivers. We have a quarterback that's capable and shows it every time we ask him. We have the receivers that are more than capable, and you see what that offense can look like with what they did in the second half. Let me look at the total stats. They ended with 288 yards. They had 33 yards in the first half. So they had a 250-yard second half because they took the straitjacket off. Okay. Leave it off now, Kevin. Come on.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You've got 3 straight games where the opponent had a chance to win the ball game, and you weren't able to put it away. Either you were behind or the other teams were allowed to stay in the ball game. I'm not saying the Rams are a team, dude, that's going to be there at the end of the year.
They're a good team.
The Chiefs are not.
They got their problem.
They still may be because of Mahomes. Dallas, I have my thoughts. So what do you make of how the football team has played in the 3 games so far? What do you make of it?
Well, I think honestly there's things to build on in each game. If you take this game in the first half, you're looking at we need sweeping changes to the team and to the approach because this is not going to get us back to the Super Bowl or really even make us a contender. Then they come out in the second half. This is why I just said this about the straitjacket. And look at how the team works. The defense is playing better. Saquon starts getting some 10-yard runs. The offense has everybody involved. Jalen Hurts is playing with some swagger and some confidence. That's what this team is capable of. This team is capable of 26-point halves easily. They got to let it loose and let it go. Now, to your point.
Are you aiming that at Patullo?
I'm aiming that at the entire philosophy of the team where I think they've all fallen in love with, not everybody, but I think Jalen, to his credit, really only cares about winning. So when they were winning, he's like, I don't feel the need to change anything. And I think that's okay. But you have Nick.
You played a half of football today. Let's be candid. You played a half of football. You got your ass kicked in the first half. It was never close.
4 for 8 in the first half.
Who?
Hurts.
I mean, you played a half of football.
4 for 8 was 17 yards in the first
Let's
half. I'm not saying you're wrong.
50 minutes of football was played here.
I know, but the difference in what they did in the first half and the second half was night and day.
Right. I got it. So is it Patullo? I'll ask you again.
Well, I think to some extent it is. You get by. Wait, why do you get behind 21 points and you start throwing the ball and things start looking good?
Right. Okay.
Why does it take you going down 21 to get your offense involved?
Because when they had to play from behind, they had to force the football to their wideouts. And when they forced their football to their wideouts, they were, you know what John says? They're going to do it until they're forced into it. Isn't that what happened? Isn't that what happened? They got forced into it. It is
what happened today. 100% what's happened today.
Okay, well, they got forced into that style, and they were able to come back and win. Like you said, that's something to build on.
Right, but why don't they stick with that philosophy when they're not down?
Because remember I said to you, they're fighting for their identity right now. They don't know.
I think they found a large part of it today. I think they found a large part of it today.
Will they be consistent and go to it and stay to it like they did a year ago?
I hope so.
Last year, they went to it and stayed with it. Will they this year?
Well, I think there's two extremes. There's the teams that throw it 50 times a game, and then there's what the Eagles were doing where they've dumbed it down to they don't want to turn the ball over at all. They got to find the middle area. That's where I think you want to be. And I think the second half, they were obviously more to the end of passing because they were down in the football game. But you have to have a prolific passing attack. It shouldn't take you being down in a football game to get A.J. Brown involved in the game.
Well, I agreed 100%. Well, Barkley looks like New York Giants Barkley right now.
Yeah, the pass blocking is not great, but I mean, look,
he missed that block and almost got his quarterback annihilated.
I'm not worried about Barkley. I think Barkley will find his way.
He almost killed his quarterback today with missing that block on the hit where he had that. Your quarterback took a clean hit from Verse, almost killed him.
I saw it. There was a couple big hits today. On Jalen Hurts. I mean, he got leveled in the first half, and I tweeted out that because there was also a play versus the Chiefs last week where he got destroyed. I'm like, I can't remember in the last 3 years Jalen Hurts getting leveled.
I've never seen him hit like this.
And now I'm seeing him getting wrecked. So, I mean, look, that offensive line definitely has to clean a couple things up. He's
playing tough. He's playing tough.
No, he is. He's definitely playing tough, no doubt about it. But still a lot of great takeaways from today's game. You really saw a little bit of everything. The Eagles win the game 33-26. I'll rattle off some stats for the great people. Total yards in the game. Rams out-yarded us 357 to 288. A lot of our yards came in that second half. Passing yards are 202 net. Jalen Hurts was 226 through the air. Rushing yards 86, so Jalen Hurts contributed 40 there. Good stuff all around. Jalen Hurts was 21 of 32. 226 and 3 touchdowns. As Sileo mentioned, Saquon Barkley, 18 carries for 46 yards, good for 2.6 average. A.J. Brown, 6 receptions for 109. How about that, Sileo? A.J. Brown, 6 receptions for 109. DeVonta Smith, good game as well, 8 receptions for 60 yards.
I thought DeVonta's were tough catches, man.
Tough catches. Yep. Tough, grinded out catches. They were that was good stuff from DeVonta Smith today. Are
you telling me, Zander, that if you look at the team number here, that the Philadelphia Eagles, once again, as a rushing team in this game had 86 yards rushing, and if you take the 40 yards away of the quarterback running, you had 46 yards in this game rushing. I mean, I don't know, bro. That ain't that run. That's not that running attack of a year ago. I promise you that.
It was a different.
Now, what is it? 8, 9. It's 12 quarters now.
But think about it. We had a different approach in the game today because we were down for a majority of the game until the end. You know what I mean? So, you're running, but now to your point, 18 carries for 46 yards is still 18 carries for 46 yards. It's not really a prolific attack, but I think look, I'm not worried about Saquon Barkley. I'm not. I hear you. I think there's some things he's got to clean up, but at the end of the day, I think he's going to find his rhythm. If this passing game is able to build on what they did in the second half, believe me, things are going to open up for Saquon Barkley.
Like I said, I agree with you 100%, but you played 2 quarters of football in the second half. You were annihilated in the first half. You did the things that you're capable of doing and living up to your expectations. You did it for 30 minutes, and you did it enough to come back against, I think, one of the top 4 teams in the NFC. This is not the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs, because of Mahomes, as I said, I think they're going to be right there, Zander. I do. The Cowboys, I'm not sure what they are. That team is going to be in a lot of places. They got a lot of good football players. I'll tell you one thing they did do. I mean, it's injury involved also with Philly, but you ain't running for 200 yards on that team right now. They've fixed that hole right now a little bit because they held you under 90 yards in this ball game.
Well, that's a good D line. That's a good D line. They do look as advertised. They're good, but I mean, look, the Eagles were able to get their way in the second half to the tune of 26 points. So they made it happen.
Sure.
Yeah, through the air, 100%. As you said, let's get to a couple super chats. Got to go to the big ones first. Jeremy, what's up, brother? Appreciate your super chat. $50 banger today. Jordan Effin Davis, baby, won me 3 G's. That's why he sends 50. He must have had a big bet on the game or something.
3.5. That's right, because the 3.5 got flipped upside down when he took that thing back. So when he scored, people were going like this. If you took the Rams in the 3.5, you won the ball game. But when he took it back, people who were taking the over, I didn't even think about that. The points, they end up
there's bettors all over the place that are miserable about that final play. I love it.
Oh, my God. Vegas is screaming at Jordan Davis right now.
Let's go. Here's Brian Pumper. Brian, we got to have a conversation, Mr. Pumper. He says, man of my word, kiss my ass. So Pumper was in here. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of you guys in this chat who were in at the halftime show. You were ready to ship Jalen Hurts. You were ready to fire Bobo Patullo. I told you guys, let's be a little patient here on the second half. Good stuff, Pump. Appreciate it, brother. Here's T-Bone. T-Bone, what's up, man? A win is a win is a win. I love it. Ugly as may be. For all the Hurts haters, you can now shut the F up. Don't want to hear it. Shut your pie holes. At times, the run game will look good. Sometimes bad. Same as the passing game. Whatever the case, Birds are getting it done. Again, we won 3-0. Dude, this team really is a habit of winning those.
How do you think they played? Give it a grade. Is that the best they can play?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, the first half was pitiful. Okay. It was one of the first halves of football, one of the worst halves of football I've seen in a long time.
What would you give a grade? What would you give a grade for that?
B plus.
B plus.
B plus. I curved it to a plus because of the ability to keep coming for all 4 quarters. Jalen Hurts, as relentless, we've talked about how relentless he is. He never stops coming. And I thought the whole team embodied that today, all the way to the final play when they were, I don't know what it was, a 40-yard field goal, 38 yards, somewhere in that range, and they make the play at the end. So I curve it to a B plus because of the ability to grind it all the way to the finish line, get the win, and respond to the ugly first half that they had on both sides of the ball. I mean, the Rams had what? 19 first half points, I think it was 19-7 at halftime. Yeah, so I thought both sides answered the bell and came back.
And then they came out and scored immediately on them and went up 26
yep,
or something.
That's right, off the turnover. Jalen Hurts fumbled on that big sack blown by Matt Pryor. Pryor got benched after that play. What would you give him a grade?
I'd give him a B. I'd be in there. I'd give him a B for what I'd give him the B for the resiliency. But again, they played 2 quarters of football, and I'm with you on it, though. When you fight back like that and you fight from behind and you're down big and you come back and win against a good football team like that and a really good quarterback and a really good coach and some really good coaches on that defensive side of the football, I got to tell you, man, I was a really entertaining ball game, too. A lot of ebb and flows. I mean, it was at times a little sloppy, but had a lot of theater in it, too. I mean, to the very end there, I mean, the Rams – they kick it through the uprights, they win. But, ifs, this and that, ifs don't count in NFL football.
Yep, exactly.
It's win, loss, or tie, bro. There ain't no win, loss, or tie or IF.
So in your opinion,
any category.
In your opinion, how much have they built on what they've done in the first 2 weeks in today's game? Or are you still in September and I don't know what you are yet?
Okay. I don't think they really know what they are yet. I don't. I think, look, tale of 2 halves.
Right. How
in the world can anybody say there's an identity when you had tale of 2 halves?
We saw 2 different football teams.
You know what? You know what some people will say? They'll have their eagle green colored glasses on and go, hey, we can build off this here. I'll look at it and go like this. There was a tale of 2 halves in a 60-minute football game. You had an F in the first half, and you probably had an A in the second half. Right? I mean, if you want to go candid there with it, you stopped. You got 3 and outs when you needed it. You did some things in scoring. You opened up the passing game a little more. I mean, right?
Yeah, no,
it was a tale of 2 halves.
I agree. I agree. Interesting stuff.
Somebody say this about Kevin Patullo, dude.
Yeah, I want to get there.
Let me go here with him.
Go ahead.
Bro, he was all over the map today. He just was all over the map. I mean, it was the first half. I don't even know what he was thinking in some of these pass plays and what he was trying to do with the runs, the conservatism that they had in the game. I just really do think that what John said, they got forced into having to make plays.
Yeah, and I think
maybe Jalen showed him. He said, "This is what you should be doing the whole 60 minutes."
Right, but I think maybe this was necessary for a first-year play caller that inherited a Super Bowl offense that it probably is. There's probably a level of pressure you feel to not F it up, obviously. And I think he went too conservative, and I think maybe this showed him because his back was against the wall. Dude, trust your playmakers. Trust the guys you got on the field. Don't be afraid to call a little bit of an aggressive
AJ was great.
AJ was awesome today. Awesome today. Get that guy involved, man. You get him involved. We're a different football team. We are. Different football team.
He showed why he's a dominant player out there, man. You see him throw one guy off him, like had to get him on the ground. They couldn't get him on the ground. Like I said, his yards after catch are some of the best in the league, man. He is a really good football player, and he showed up. I thought he showed up big time. DeVonta had some tough-ass catches in this ball game. Dude, I mean, he runs such a great route. He was so good. And I really thought I liked the way DeVonta Smith played today. I really did.
Me too. He played hard. I mean, so if you remember on your show this week, we talked on the National Football Show 2 to 6 p.m. every weekday here on JAKIB Sports. We talked specifically about the passing game. And you remember the numbers I gave you? I said
they were putrid.
But I remember I told you though, I want AJ to get 80. I want DeVonta to get his 60, and I want Goddard to get his 50 or somewhere in that range. Well, look at what they did today. It's right in that ballpark, and you can see how prolific this offense is when they're able to do it.
Well, you've got superior talent, brother. I mean, you do. You have superior talent on the football team. They came back. They played great. I mean, now look, I'm going to say this. I think they played great for about a quarter and a half. All right? They played great for about a quarter and a half in this football game, and they were able to really – dude, the fight in that team, that's an A+. For them, it was an A+ for them to get back in this game.
What do you think?
That was a statement game for Jalen Hurts today.
I agree. What do you think of the kickoffs? Because we traded for John Mechie and we traded for Tank Bigsby, two guys who are back there returning kicks, and neither of them look like they can catch a kickoff. Now, I want to add something.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, right. There is something that kicker was doing he wasn't kicking regular balls out there. He was kicking. He's got this signature move that he does that people have been writing about in LA. He's mastered the knuckleball. Huh. So if you watch his kickoffs, you remember the one where Tank Bigsby
it's a tough catch.
And it just went right through his hands. They don't know how to handle it. And I don't think there's other people in the league who can replicate it. So there's no ability to practice for it. So I think that's why they were having such a problem. John was talking about it on the halftime show. I think that's why they were having such an issue, because they couldn't catch a kickoff today, Sills.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I just read about it.
I'll tell you, that's good knowledge, man, because I had not heard that.
Yeah, so here it is. His second year in this league, he's become a master of the knuckleball. So all day long on kickoffs, he was sending knuckleballs, and the Eagles couldn't handle it. So that's what he was doing. That for anybody that was wondering why the heck we couldn't catch the kickoffs, that's why.
How do you think Quinyon Mitchell played today?
I think he's had his moments, but look, here's the other thing I got to preface this with.
Because I want to know if you think he's following up so far on his rookie year so far.
I think he's in the room. Here's what I'll say. All right. You're playing against Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
and Stafford.
I understand that like we become used to these stats where it's like 0 catches, 0 yards, lockdown corner. Like guys, when you have a great cornerback, it doesn't matter if you got Jalen Ramsey in his prime. Like you're going to get beat
QB.
Right,
QB.
Exactly. So you're playing against Devontae Adams. Yeah, you're going to get beat here and there. But I think overall, I think Q's been pretty good. I do. I think he's been in the ballpark. I think he's clearly good enough to hang with most teams' best receivers. There's been a couple plays that, they've left on the table where Q got beat, but they didn't capitalize on it. But I think overall, he's been good, man. I think he's been good.
Well, how do you think Cooper's played?
Good. I mean, I don't think he's sticking out like a sore thumb, good or bad, if that makes sense. I think he's solid. I think he got beat on that one play today to Nacua, but gosh, is Nacua hard to stay with, dude. I mean,
he catches everything. Don't you think that?
I know. And even on that one play when he was on Coop was in pretty good position there in coverage.
But those guys are just so good.
I know.
You think the Rams wide receivers won today?
Well, I think what did they have? Let me look at what they had statistically.
They had 356 in total yards. So let me take
95. No, Puka Nacua had 113 and 11 catches. DeVonta Adams had 3 for 56. You gave up 169 yards total to those guys. Yeah, I mean, but I think you can live with
Slim. But Slim, you can live with that. Yes.
You know what the difference in this game was, Sills? Boiled down. Sean McVay's too conservative. He settled for 5 field goals in this game. 5 field goals.
Came back to haunt him.
Exactly.
Especially the first half ones.
Right. You had 4 in the first half. I mean, you can't.
That's how they got 19 field goals.
Right.
Beating the Eagles.
And I don't know why he just has such a hard time being aggressive in moments like, dude, 4th and 2 and you're inside the 20? Dude, get in the end zone. Like you know what I mean? So I thought that was a big difference in the game today. McVay's really conservative play calling in those moments.
Absolutely. How do you think, again, the Vic did in this ball game?
I thought Vic was good. I mean, in the first half, it stopped working because I think they couldn't stop the run. And that defense doesn't work when you can't. If you're going to play dudes and keep everything in front of you or underneath you, the only way for that to ever work is if you stop the run. If you stop the run.
They struggled setting the edge.
Yeah, they did. They did struggle setting the edge today. They did.
Okay.
And that Blake Corum, I like the way that kid plays. Blake Corum, he plays hard and physical.
They struggled setting the edge. They did, because they had a couple stretch plays in there. They were getting wide on them. I'll tell you what, that kid Williams looked good today. I mean, that's the best I've seen him play against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I thought for sure he put one on the ground, and he didn't. But I mean, he gave them just enough. Like I said, if you were going to stay in this game and you were going to have a shot to win this thing in the 4th quarter, you needed to have a big rushing game. And they did, Zander. I mean, they outrushed the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. They had 160 yards rushing. The Eagle defense gave up 160 on the ground. I mean, 5 yards a carry, dude. And that's why they were sticking with it. That's a lot, don't you think? 5.2 a carry?
Yeah. I mean, they did. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's, look, the thing about the defense today is it felt like they were, in a way, the definition of bend but don't break, especially in that first half. Because, even the run defense, like you just said, Kyren Williams was 4.8 a carry today for 95 yards. Blake Corum was 6.6 yards a carry today. So they ran the ball pretty effective. But how about that 4th down stop, that run stuff, right, Jordan? Like in the moments they needed to come alive, they came alive. And I feel like they deserve credit for that. But it was kind of the definition of bend but don't break. They were bending sometimes.
John's going to kill Sean McVay with some of them play calls at the end.
Oh, he's going to. Oh, get ready.
Because they were really bad play calls. That 4th and 1, I mean, dog, I'd rather have. So who would you rather have the ball in the hands of? One of them wideouts? Dude, if you drop the ball, Puka Nacua or DeVonta Adams drops it, I don't want to sit there and run the ball like that and try to run a stretch play on 4th down on your own 45. Bro, you can't do that, man. That's the same thing Andy Reid did the week prior to that. I thought he had some miscues, and like you said, the 2 field goals going for it, man. The Eagles were just patient. Didn't it seem they did this? Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do it our way. We're going to do it our way. We're going to do it our way. They had -2 yards passing, and then they just went like this, Xander, in the second half. Fuck it. We got to do this. And they flipped the switch and just went and did that. And again, to John's point, we're going to do whatever it takes to have to go. And if we get forced out of our style of play, maybe their style of play is a chameleon. Maybe that's what it is. We're going to dictate. But I hate that because here's my deal.
No,
I want you setting the tone. I want you setting the pace.
Right. You have the players to do that. It's not like we're asking, you know what I mean? Like they have the personnel and the team and the players they need to be able to do that. And you see it. I mean, get those guys involved. So, but I do think, Sills, today was a very positive move forward for the offense. I think that offense needed that.
It's a validation day.
But I think they needed to be down like that. I think they needed to have their back against the wall. I think they needed to have no other way out than to utilize those weapons. I do. And I think it was a good thing for them.
I think they needed the coaches to be down like that, one especially Kevin Patullo, because you know why? Those players have been in tight situations. Jalen Hurts and Vic and everyone has seen all that.
Right.
So to me, it was a big day for Kevin Patullo's growth. Jalen Hurts, dude, I hate when people, and I'm not saying you, Xander, I'm saying when people do this, he needed that. You think that guy needs anything? I don't think
that's a good point. It's more for the coaches. You're right. Hurts have seen enough.
It's more for the first-year training wheels guy than it is for Jalen Hurts. No.
All right, well, good. Here's what I want to do today. All right, hypothetically, these are the training wheels. Rip them off, throw them in the dumpster at the link, and never look back. We don't need to put training wheels back on this high-powered offense. I don't want to see it anymore. I really don't.
Remember I told you that game with the Buccaneers and the Jets was going to be close because of the tackles being out?
What happened?
It came down to the last play. It was 29-27. The Bucs ended up winning that football game at home.
The Bucs 3-0.
They're 3-0.
Eagles Bucs next week 3-0.
Hey, I'll tell you this, and the Bucs are depleted in their O-line.
Yeah,
I think the Rams are a better team.
Packers lost to the Browns.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. I thought I said the other day when Big Sills went like this to everyone, I'm buying the Packers. I go, I'm not.
You did say that.
I'm not buying the Packers.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, it's a liar's month, September. And if that doesn't prove it to you, right?
Pump says I'm leaning Bucs. No.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
No way.
Dude, get this. When you lose Gedeke, Tristan Wirfs, and Cody Mauch, you don't have those three guys on your team, and you're going to go try to block the front seven of the Eagles. I want to see that, man. That's going to be a lot for the Buccaneers next week.
Let's get some supers here. Philly Max, what's up, brother? Hey, Sills. Now you think with these 2 half performances, you agree that KP needs to be more open with the offense, seeing what we were able to do in the run game. What's need to be done to get it going?
Philly, I think what they're going to do, though, is they're going to absorb it this way and go, well, if they stop the run, we can do this. And I think they're going to do that instead of opening it up more. They're going to stick to their identity, man. You know what that is? Conservative football. I don't think you're going to see anything different, but maybe one thing, you're going to have more confidence in Petula to call some plays across the middle of the field for Dallas Goedert. And do me a favor too, Xander. My God almighty, there is no doubt Jalen Hurts never rolls left.
Never.
Holy shit.
No, but you know what else
it's becoming a trend that I know how I can defend half the field on him.
Yeah, but he still throws it over there. I mean, he got the ball over there in the air today. He doesn't roll there.
In the second half, they had -2 yards passing in the first half.
The first half, there's nothing to take from the first half. Right side of the field or left side of the field.
There is 60 minutes in a football game.
I know. I'm just saying there's no good to take of it. So if you're going to pinpoint the left side of the field in the first half, you could pin the whole field on the first half. So the right side, left side, middle. It doesn't matter. They couldn't move the ball at all in the first half. But you know what?
How do you think, one more time, how do you think Barkley's looking?
I can tell that you're not feeling good about the 2,000-yard running back. You think he's come back to earth a little bit.
I think every 2,000-yard running back is starting to showing signs of what they had after the year when they have 2,700 yards and 400 carries. I don't know. You tell me.
I'm gonna give that some
wait
time.
a minute. So every game that he's played so far this year, he's been outrushed. Is that right?
Yeah, but
is that right?
Yeah. I mean, look, they're 3-0.
Okay.
So,
I'm talking about his wait, no. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about him. How do you think he's played?
I think the biggest problems with him are in pass protection. I mean, that one play, he got Jalen Hurts lit up.
So he's not running the ball with efficiency like he did a year ago, and he's giving up blow-up plays on your quarterback. Okay. I'll just something to keep an eye on. Big Sil's got the binoculars and the kaleidoscope on Saquon, because, boy, I'll tell you what. You miss a block like that and almost get your quarterback killed. You have 46 yards rushing. And if you take Jalen Hurts out of the equation, you had 46 yards rushing today? I don't know, dude. That doesn't sound like prolific to me. All right? I mean, it's all Hurts right now. Dude, it's the Hurts and the opportunistic defense that's 3-0 right now. Would you not agree?
Well, it's the whole team. But, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying Saquon's been great. I'm not going to sit here and say he's cooked because of September 25th.
For the record, I'm not going to say AJ's been great all year.
No, he hasn't.
He's been great for a half.
Yeah, well, they haven't used them, to be fair. I mean, you see what happens when you throw the ball his way.
So then we're talking once again about the coordinator again, or the quarterback, or whatever.
There's no doubt. The coordinator was over his head. Whether you think it was his fault or not, the dude's over his head. And now hopefully this helps him get on track and find his rhythm a little bit. But before this, he was over his head. First half today that was awful. The first half today.
It was kind of tough to watch. Second half, that quarterback, Did you notice Jalen Hurts going up and down the sidelines too, talking to the defense, talking to the offense, getting
He was
guys
ripping into the coaches.
Yeah, did you see some of that there, man? I mean, I really liked that. I thought he really had a great sideline presence on the sidelines today, man. He was over there. I don't know how many times he went over to Jordan Davis and was pumping him in the chest. He wasn't going to Jalen Carter. Dude, Jalen Carter has not played well. He's been okay. I mean, come on, dude. You're going to get a $38 million contract. You and Reed Blankenship? Hey, whoa, where we going? I mean, come on, guys. If you're going to be a consistent defense that you want to see, Zander, and not one half Swiss cheese, the second half, well, we bet, but we didn't break.
I mean, dude, if your offense
they were going up and down the field at will. It was 19-7.
But still, hear me out. If your offense has
negative, they played well the first half.
I get a point out. If their offense has -1 yards in the first half, that's going to put more pressure on the defense.
And they were able to move the sticks, and they were able to throw the football and run the football. Dude, they had 5.5 yards a carry.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what part of that is because the offense couldn't move the football in the first half. How much better did the defense?
You're telling me that a guy running the ball at 5.5 yards a carry is because Jalen Hurts played and the offense not very good in the first half?
I'm saying it absolutely adds to it.
You're telling me that if I'm lining up against the guy, quarterback on the other side who I have nothing to do with the offense, you're telling me that means that I'm giving up 5 yards a carry?
Dude, when you have 38 plays in the first half, your guys get tired, they're gassed, they were on the field the whole half. The defense, the offense had how many 3-and-outs?
Okay, so again,
they had 3 straight 3-and-outs when Lane Johnson got hurt.
Okay, well, you and I will see that differently a little bit.
All right, I mean that's fine, but I just think when the offense isn't moving the ball, it's harder on the defense.
They gave up 360 yards in total offense today. They gave up 160 yards rushing. They gave up, like I said, 5-2 again. I thought they played well for about 12 minutes in that game because they started getting those 3-and-outs, like you said. And you know what? It showed the resiliency. It shows that they have that championship pedigree that you need to see. Bro, it was a really good effort. They were, dude, one more score. Do you agree? If they get that touchdown in, was it the third quarter, and they go up like 27-7 or something, don't you think you start doing this? Hey, man, they kicked the field goal, remember? Yeah. And they went for the field goal instead of getting the touchdown. I'll tell you what, man. I think they did a really nice job holding the Rams to how many field goals?
I think it was 4, but they had 2 blocked, right?
Wow.
Wait, 4
that right there. That's how you win the day, Zander, on defense.
4.
When you're doing that, you're winning the day like that.
Yeah, they had 4 field. Well, that Sills. I mean, look, to your point. I mean, I hear you on the defense. 5.6 is not great, but they were the definition of bend but don't break today. They bend a lot, but at the end of the day, they held them the field goals, and the field goals ended up being the difference. The Eagles came back and won the football game, and then they even got the block. So 2 big blocks, man, on those special teams plays. That was big stuff from it. I think Jalen Carter got the first one, and Jordan Davis got the second one.
How do you think Mono Jomo played?
I don't see him out there much. He's not doing a whole lot, you know. Now, granted, you did go against one of the fastest throwers of the football today, Matthew Stafford, which is going to obviously limit.
And you saw an emphasis on quick step drop stuff, getting it out.
100%. But I do think that Moro Ojomo hasn't really had an incredible start to the 3-game start to the year. But I don't know. I have to look a little deeper.
How did Campbell play? You thought?
Campbell was around. I mean, I thought he was around the ball. He's pretty consistently around the ball. I like where he is as a rookie player for sure.
Who was the biggest playmaker on defense not named Jordan Davis? Because I think he was the player of the game.
It was probably
on defense.
Jordan, I didn't really see Zadarius Smith much today.
No, I didn't see him at all, actually.
Yeah. I saw Jalix. A couple times. He made some plays.
A couple times out there. I did.
Yep. I did. How about that one blown tackle again by Sidney Brown? Dude, that guy can't tackle.
Dude, we've been saying that the entire time. The reason that guy can't get on the field is he cannot tackle. He is a liability in space.
Yeah, how about Baun? Baun had the pick today.
Baun had the pick today. I saw him have a missed tackle down there.
He had one missed tackle, but he did rebound on it and got a tackle behind him.
I think he actually came back the next play.
Yeah, it was the next play. Got a tackle for loss because I think he was mad about the missed tackle. So no, I think Bowen is a good player, man. Obviously,
Cooper DeJean had 9 tackles, 5 solos, and 1 TFL.
Pretty good.
There were no sacks in the football game except for Jordan Davis.
This is my biggest takeaway of the day today. Take the straitjacket off quarterback one. Leave it at the link and let him burn it. All right, we don't need the straitjacket on this offense anymore. We don't need it. Take it off. That's my takeaway from the game today.
I'll tell you what, you beat a really good football team today. That's my number one takeaway. You beat a good team. This isn't about a beauty pageant. You got in, you got out. Now you have to go down to Tampa. You got a lot to build on here coming out of the second half. I think Tampa is really decimated. Now, here's what I heard just 2 minutes ago. Godwin and Wirfs are back. So the Bucs must be watching or what have you, but they are back. So they're going to play in this game. Now, wait a minute. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be in football shape because they've been out a long time.
Yeah, right.
And to sit there and think that guy's going to go out there and play 60 plays is kind of crazy. So you're probably going to get a small package, but they're going to be able to play in that football game. So again, and the Bucs have had their number, especially in Tampa.
Yep, no doubt. Here's John Forte. What's up, guys? I'll get to some supers right now. We're going to get to John McMullen coming up in a little bit. Once Nick, I think Nick might be speaking now, so we'll see. The Bears, by the way, are beating the Cowboys 14-3.
What a shocker.
I see that on the TV back there. John Forte says, I'm still recovering from this. That's a classic Eagle fan. Lost my voice. Holy shit. They always find a way to pull it off. Halftime, I was pretty much convinced it was over. Yeah, John, you should have seen the chat at the halftime show. Everybody was selling on this team. Everybody.
Dude, you should have seen my house when they scored that touchdown. My kid and my wife jumped up when the Eagles scored. And then when the block punt, everyone jumped up. They were like, oh, my God, they blocked it. They were done. Didi goes like this, Zander. He goes like this. Hey, they're going to block it. And you think they block it? Sure enough, they block it. Jordan Davis picks it up and goes to Hunsky and takes it back the other way. Hey, dude, get this, man. He had a really good football game. I wouldn't be shocked if he's a defensive lineman of the week.
Yeah.
In the NFL. That's a big win for the Rams, man.
Yeah, no, it is. Here's Dark Zero says, Eagles trying to get the Super Bowl repeat with games under 100 yards bad. Make it harder for themselves. Also, best 3 seconds of a game I've seen at the end. It was a good finish. That's where kind of my straitjacket point. Stop trying to play that way. Just go and let this thing fly, man. This team is good enough to play the way you want to play and still win football games. I don't think we have to be the team that is so worried about turnovers. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to turn the football over, obviously. But I don't think we're a team that's built to, if we turn it over, we're screwed. Like, dude, if you get 100 yards to A.J. Brown a game, you'll be able to overcome a turnover.
And 200 from Hurts, you're going to win that game.
Exactly. Here's Eric Long. What's up, Eric?
The run game is still concerning, man. I'm telling you.
I can tell you. Yeah, you're not. You're concerned about Saquon. Eric says, who has the key to Jalen's straitjacket, and is he locked back in it next week? Also, Fred Johnson was a big difference from prior. Yes, he was. Then he came in the game, the offense changed.
You know, I asked you this question last week. Do you think it's Patullo being told that they don't want to have big plays, explosion plays down the field, and that's by design from the analytics people? Or do you think that's him? I mean, is that him? And is that him being conservative in the play calling? Because I'll tell you what, a year ago they were conservative. This year they're conservative.
Do you think any part of them is just from a human element standpoint, not frightened, but for lack of a better word, frightened to kind of hit the gas? You know, like he inherited a great offense with great expectations that had great success. You know, I feel like he might have been a little timid, you know, and I think he's got to let it fly a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know one guy that's not scared. That's the quarterback. You're telling me the coordinator's scared? We got a problem.
Well, I think, you know, I do think
you know this. That quarterback is
Jalen's a coach's son. He's not going to be the type of player
he's not nervous on that.
No, I know, but he's not going to be the player that defies his coaches, I don't think. Like he's coaching, you know what I mean? Like I think he's
I got it. He goes along with the game plan, and he's going to sit in there with it. But boy, I'll tell you what, man, you can't have such swings. You were -2 yards in the first half, and you come out because you were behind, and you went like this. How about this? Does this give Kevin Patullo confidence?
I think it should. That's what I've been saying from the start of my takeaway from this game. That's how you got to play. When you get A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith involved, good things are going to happen for your football team. Good things are going to happen for your offense. Good things are going to happen for your defense. Good things are going to happen for the amount of points you score in a game, right? So I think they got to keep them involved. Now, I'm not saying they have to become a pass-happy team, but you see what you can do by getting these guys involved. That's what I would say would be my minimum.
Nick Sirianni says today, when asked the question, according to John Clark from NBC Philly, it's his responsibility that the team is in the right emotional state, and says that the personal fouls and taunting penalties can't happen because, again, it'll cost us. We must fix this. So that conversation where I asked you last week when Jalen Carter was suspended, I said there's a culture in the building, and when you can't defend your culture and you're in the building and you're making excuses up for it, and when people ask you for it, obviously nobody's got the message, man. I mean, the coach is now addressing it for the third time in 2 weeks, Zander. Either you're not following the coach's words or you're not getting the message.
Well, here's
one or the other.
I agree with you, but don't you think this? And I'm going to acknowledge both, so let me finish. The taunting call was a bullshit call. But where you're right, what you said at the open is you got to know that you guys don't have – right, you're not getting those calls anymore. You spit on Dak and national TV.
It was completely a bullshit call.
I know, right, but they're looking for it. So don't give them any leeway on it. You got to be more disciplined. I agree with that. Paul Barbarian says, hey, Patullo, shift it in the fifth and step on the gas and hit the red line, for God's sake. Don't be afraid to drive the damn Ferrari. Paul, somebody joked at me at halftime show. I said he couldn't get out of first gear. Somebody hit me with, dude, he couldn't get off the parking brake.
That's what I was going to say. He's driving with the clutch on.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm like, what are we doing here, man?
He's grinding the clutch out, man. Yeah.
Right. Guy's driving in first gear.
Here's T-Bone. What's up, T? Great in the bird.
Hey.
Tough. D played very well first half, and offense sucked. First half, C-. Second half, D kept playing well. Offensive played very good, not great. Could have been better. B+. Overall, B-. I'm good with that.
How about this? Let me change gears on you and ask you this and go to the other side, because funny, we were watching the game. My wife goes like this. Defense is playing well in the first half.
Well, I thought they were.
And I went like this, and I go, they're giving up all these yards. Like, well, if that defense doesn't play like that, the way they did, then guess what? They're going to lose the ball game. So, again, keeping it in the room.
They didn't break.
The field goals, right? The 4 field goals.
Exactly.
They didn't break. Do we agree the 4 field goals were probably the game?
100%.
If one of those were a TD, they win.
Let me pull up my Twitter, because I tweeted out in the middle of the game or somewhere in the third quarter. I tweeted out if the Eagles. I tweeted. Give me a sec here. I'll find it. I tweeted out though. They're going to come back. The field goals are going to haunt the Rams, and they're going to come back and win this football game. Now, here's what I tweeted. All these field goals are going to cost the Rams. Eagles are going to come back and win it. So I tweeted that out, and look, that's ultimately what ended up happening. So the conservative play calling for him has not worked out. I don't know why he's so
2-minute drill was awful. The 2-minute drill going into the half for McVay was awful.
Don't you think Jalen has become such a weapon for us because in that, like, they don't have, even with Matthew Stafford, who's as good as he is, they don't have confidence on 4th and 2. None.
Yeah, those were terrible calls, man.
And even the ones that they went for it, Matthew Stafford he had an overthrow. And because
overthrew Adams.
Right, because he can't move that well. When you get into those crunch situations, he struggles a little bit more. If you blanket those receivers, he's toast. Versus Jalen just makes plays out of nothing. So I think that's a big advantage.
Is this a fair comment today that the defensive secondary may have played great, but they were going against great players? I saw a couple times out there where Cooper DeJean was just all over him, and Puka Nacua made that one-handed catch going to the ground.
Yeah.
And you were like this, dude, you can't cover the guy any better than that.
Yeah, it's true. Puka Nacua he's a good player, man. I love
him.
Yeah, I like the way he plays the game too. And Sean, what's up, brother? Jalen can't focus on the passing because he's carrying Barkley in the run. Barkley is making this offense one-dimensional. Well, I do think they were too committed to it early.
But I think it's still got to do with what I said since week 1. I don't think that guy is healthy. I don't think that Cam's playing well. And I think that's affecting your interior running where Zander, go back last year. How many games did he have where he blew up the A or B gap? And he was just running for the end zones. I mean, we have seen
about Landon?
one. I'm talking about Barkley. Barkley, I mean, he just had so many runs up the A and B gap last year, and he went for big numbers. I'm just
to your credit, I mean, to your
blocking.
point, Dickerson was a better lineman early in the year last year than he is right now.
Yes, right now.
Right. I mean, I think he's hurt right now, but I do think it's affecting him. Naz, what's up, Naz? The team is relying too much on their philosophy. Win turnover battle, make a few more plays than the other team in time of possession. Well, Naz, I think they broke that in the second half, and I was happy to see it.
They had to, like John said, they had to come out of it. They couldn't just sit in there again.
Yeah.
They had to start throwing the ball.
And they ended up with how many explosive plays did they have in the second half? 20+ yards. A lot.
Bro, do you think I think they forced the ball to AJ in the second half. And it resulted in positive yardage.
Well, I think when they had him one-on-one in man coverage, they threw the ball to him. And that's what I think they should do, regardless of who's covering them.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I hear you. Big Marsh says, IDGAF, you can't keep winning like this. AJ should have had 200 yards receiving. It's going to cost us later. They'll get it, Marsh. But I agree. You got to get AJ Brown the ball.
Hey, Marsh, you can't play a half of football and think you're going to win a Super Bowl. I mean, they have not played a complete game all year. And they're 3-0.
See, this is my problem with your Barkley take. All right. And it's not a problem with it, but this is just where I'm stuck on. Brian says, Sills, if I see another inside zone for -2 yards into a stacked box, I was going to throw a WNBA at Petula. Do you think Jalen can't make checks on it?
Okay. Well, if the quarterback not audible and out, it's either Barkley or it's Petula. Pick one. Or if it's all of them, pick them. Pick something, because those are the only three things it can be. Barkley's not the same, and I don't believe that. I think that the play calling, or where's Jalen audibling out of that? Why doesn't he? If you're going to go with your philosophy that he doesn't want to upset the pot, come on, bro. Yeah. You're there 5 years now. This is your offense.
Dark Zero kind of hits my take here. He says, is this not the perfect scenario? We got the W, but revealed the straitjacket only came off in the second half. Who is in the way? 2 different teams in 60 minutes.
Like I said, man, I mean, you played 30 minutes of football and you're finding ways to win because your quarterback is able to move the sticks with his wheels. It's crazy to think. You had 46 yards rushing with a guy not named Jalen Hurts as a team. As a team, you had 46 yards rushing.
Well, nobody else got another carry. And I don't think anybody else got a carry.
No one got another carry in that ball game.
Yeah, well, Shipley's hurt.
Two of the three games, I have had no problem with Jalen. I've had problems with Kevin Petullo and that Mickey Mouse play calling he had in the first half.
Here's T-Bone. I agree. Here's T-Bone. He says, my 2 biggest complaints today. Number 1, WTF was up with catching the KO balls. Well, we talked about that. There was the knuckleballs. I'm telling you, man, that Cardi kid. Look it up. Type it on Google, Cardi knuckleballs. You can read about it. There's a bunch of stories about this Rams kicker who has mastered the art of the knuckleball, and apparently nobody can field the damn thing. And then the second one he says is first half offense. Who's to blame? Players, OC game plan, or both? I say number 2. It shouldn't take so long to adjust the opponent's day.
I think it's the OC also. I think they came out in the second half, and they came out because they had to come out. They were not going to play the way they did in the first half with that game plan, and that's why they started opening up the passing game more. They were forced because they were playing from behind. Yeah, common sense. You're right.
I agree. Derek says, what's up, Derek? Sills is a douche. I still can't stand his hating ass. JC and JD are our Philadelphia Eagle.
Oh, thank you so much, Derek.
Huh?
Derek, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I wear that with a merit badge.
Sean says, get Matt out of here. Thank you for Fred. Go Burt. Yeah, Matt Pryor. Sean, I never want to see him in an Eagle jersey as a tackle on the field for this team again. Holy
dude, you
Lord.
need to put him on the first level and make him a turnstile.
Yeah.
He was terrible. Seriously, he almost got the quarterback killed.
I know he did. He was bad today, man. Dullahan says, I told you, Sills, Clint Hurt is going to get Jordan Davis paid. I think so. Man, Jordan Davis looks good, dude.
I'll tell you what, he's had 3 really good games.
Yep, he looks good, man. I'm happy for Jordan Davis.
It's Carter who's not playing well.
I think he's still getting there. I don't know how much the injury affected him.
I'll take that back. I'm saying he's not playing up to his level.
Right. Carter's standards, which are high standards, but you're right about that. Yeah. Delancey says, I hope this game opened Petullo's eyes. You can unleash Hurts early in the game. He's elite. Let him cook. 3 touchdowns in 1 half. Get him going early. I agree, Delancey.
Well, again, that's going to be the key against the Bucs. Are you going to come out with the same game plan or are you not? I'll say this to you, Zander. If they come out against the Buccaneers with the same game plan that they're going to try to run the football, they learn nothing from this game. Do you agree?
I agree. I do. Chris Scott says, how the F did we win? See, that's another takeaway, man. This team really does have a habit of winning games, Sills. They figure out how to win football. They just do. They really do, man. 19 of 20 now, Sills. 19 of 20, and the only game they lost, Jalen Hurts didn't finish the game.
Fantastic. Fantastic stuff, guys.
Really is. Good stuff there. Naz, again, brother, thanks. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats. We're going to try and get to them all here.
With the super chats.
I'm going to try and get to them all before Sills gets out of here. Sills, they always drop supers, and then you leave, and they're like, oh, I'm still to read the super. Like, all right, I'll try and get to them. Naz says, Jalen Hurts 3rd and 10 to A.J. Brown. Drives it down systematically on their own field and converts a 4th and goal to DeVonta Smith, all to block a 47-yard field goal. Wow. Yeah, that was crazy.
It was great execution on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. The team really looked great. When you agree, like the last 10 minutes of the ball game, they played like they played like who they are, right? Tough, getting stops, getting them off the field, fourth down,
and resilient. Jalen Hurts. Well. John always used to say that Jalen Hurts never stops. Some guys just look like they have a bad day and they never turn it on. Jalen Hurts has this weird ability to, no matter what, he has a chance. He will turn it on at some point, and it's really impressive. But good stuff, Naz. Appreciate it. James Gaming says Jordan Davis the first 3 games. ... Are you kidding me? Sills, be honest. Your opinion?
Right now, he's playing the best defensive line of anybody on your football team. And I would make this comment right now. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level. He is. Will he be able to keep it up for 17? We shall see. Again, remember I told you guys a couple days ago about the Packers. You guys were all sitting here trying to tell me how great the Green Bay Packers were. And I'm going, hang in there, guys. It is September. It's same thing happens with players too, Zander. Let's see what happens here and see if they can finish it and follow through.
Brian Pump said WTF. Good stuff, Pump. Joe, hi. What's up, Joe? It's clear now it's the staff limiting this offense, not the players. The players are capable when allowed to cook. I agree, Joe. That's what it seems to me.
Well, they're still more concerned about the explosion plays. I mean, they really are. They're concerned about it. Isn't it funny, Zander? They're not going to try to win a game like that. They're going to try to win the game the other way. And when they're behind, they go to the assets of what you're paying for. Great receivers, quarterback making plays. Isn't it funny? You go back to the identity of who the players are. And in the first half, you get away from it.
Yeah, I don't really get it entirely, but it is what it is. Senorita, I've opted to skip your super chat today because you haven't stopped crying in the chat for an hour and a half. Josh says, Zander, I retract my previous statement from the halftime show. Josh, I should have like 10 of these. I should have like 10 of these minimum, my friend. There was a lot of people in the
Was it gloom and doom?
Oh, you should have seen it. Even John came in. He was like, look, they're the Super Bowl champs. Got to give
everybody in my house. Can I tell you this? We all knew the game wasn't over.
Yeah.
That's a fact. We're watching it. We're going like this. That game ain't over.
Yeah.
No way.
You're right. Good stuff, everybody. Dirty Air said Jordan F. and Davis. Yeah, he did great.
He did.
Miguel, is it just me or did Kevin Patullo put the ball in Jalen's hands this game?
No, not this game. Second half.
Second half. Extend Davis now. Boy, a lot of people liking what they saw from Jordan Davis. Those are the defending champs.
You have a full year to figure it out.
Yeah, but I do think, and I know you're not an Eagles fan. I'm not asking you to think like us, but I am saying what Gabe is saying here. There's Eagles fans all over the world right now who are thinking this. That's the team that we know we're capable of being.
Yes.
We saw that in the second half. I know it's not the full game, but there's a lot of optimism, I think, coming out that they can build on this. And,
Okay, so then the coordinator's holding them back.
He was. You think he's going to continue to, or do you think he learned a lesson today?
No.
You don't think he learned a lesson from that second half?
Absolutely not.
26 second half points. You don't think he learned any lesson at all?
No. I think he's told to play ball like that. How about this? If they come out throwing the football against the Bucs secondary in this game this coming weekend, okay, then guess what they did learn? If they come out and play like they did in the first half, which I think that's their MO, I mean, there's fewer of those games. How about this, Zander? Would you not agree? The last 21 games, there's fewer of those games than there are of the other games. Do you not agree?
Yeah, there are.
Okay. Well, so then what do you think they're going to do?
Well, I think they got to let it loose a little bit. I really do. Especially, by the way, if you're right, and I hope you're not, but if you're right about Saquon Barkley, who doesn't look like he's going to have anywhere close to as prolific,
but it's because of injuries. You're going to get
better.
Yeah,
I don't think Saquon does it himself.
No,
I think he looks fine.
It's
statistically,
the O-line is not the same. Zander, nobody cannot not think that. They're giving up hits on have you ever seen a quarterback hit that much? Have you seen Jalen Hurts hit so far as many times as he have in the first 3 games?
Dude, and big hits. I've never seen Jalen take big hits.
Like taking his feet off the ground hits.
Yes, that one versus the Chiefs last week was crazy.
Right. The one today that burst hit him, he took him off the ground.
The fumble, and was that the first one? The first one was the fumble.
Was the missed block one too by Barkley.
Exactly. Yep, that was a bad one too.
But I think that was a free safety blitz.
Yeah. Dio says, I almost called the score. Good stuff, Dio. Kimberly says, Jordan Davis, go Georgia. Jets doing same with Bucks. Yeah, I saw that. Sileo said that they made it happen. I'm trying to get to all supers. Cal said, see what I mean by Carter? Grow the F up. You're right. Still said the same thing. Here's M. Reyes. Oh, were y'all worried? Fly, Eagles, fly.
I know, man. There he is. He'll be working over there parking cars tomorrow morning when Nick pulls in. That's my boy, M. Reyes. He'll be giving coffee and donuts out tomorrow at the NovaCare.
RD says Pumper's a straight up Hurts hater. He's been that for years. He can keep being wrong though, so it doesn't really matter.
Hey, he manned up, man, in that game.
Here's Rashid says the Eagles look bad on offense. 10 quarters because they had the straitjacket on. Last 2 quarters they took it off and we got that. Change philosophy. I agree, Rashid. Change the philosophy.
I don't think it's talent either.
It's definitely not talent.
It's okay, bro. It's not talent.
You saw it today.
It's a 30th ranked coordinator.
If that 30th might be generous. He could be the worst offensive coordinator in football.
Right. I may have to put Chip Kelly's ass out in Las Vegas ahead of him.
You see what he's doing over there? It reminds me of the Eagles. He's not using.
I know he's trying to run those 88 plays.
Oh my! Yeah. I'm like, oh, they knew what they had.
Hey, don't worry. By the midway point of that game of the season, those guys will all be on injured reserve.
It's Chip Kelly, though, Sills. He wants to be the star of his own offense. That's just Chip Kelly.
And he wants to try to get 86 plays on there, and you don't have that kind of personnel to run 86 plays. You do in college.
Yeah,
the guy's a buffoon.
So I know you're gonna have some commentary on this. Big Marsh says, "Can't say it enough. Reed stinks."
Man, he got toasted today too on a big plus 25.
He did have a nice pass breakup on DeVonta Adams in the end zone.
He did,
which was maybe a little bit more lucky than anything, but still, nonetheless, he made.
Did that make you feel that you want to pay him $15 million?
No, it didn't.
Okay,
but I'll tell you what. You know what did make me want to pay him 15?
Yeah.
When you put Sidney Brown in for like a couple plays, and a guy bounces off him and picks up a first down, you're like, I don't know about Sidney Brown.
Sidney Brown cannot tackle.
He can't. Somebody commented about you. I think it was my boy from high school, Eddie Mooney. I love him. Eddie, if you're listening, appreciate you, brother. He answered my tweet about Sidney Brown. He said that guy can't wrap a Christmas present.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
I know. It is what it is. J-Mac says his kick is equivalent to our tush push. Yeah, well, it wasn't good. Clary Boy says never seen Hurts interact with teammates and getting coaches.
Yeah, I saw too.
This team is becoming an extension of him. Clary Boy, did you see him today?
Did you see how many times he went over to Jordan Davis?
Yeah. And dude, he was
looking at Davis and not Carter.
And Petullo's grill today too.
Yeah,
a lot.
Hey, did you see
both good and bad ways?
Did you see some of those plays where he shook his head and they weren't on the same page in the first half? And you could tell he was a little frustrated over there by the communication issues that they had. That wasn't a clean game.
I think you're right about the getting the play calls in. He's got to get better at that. Like Petulla, dude.
You're getting down to 5'6", 5'4", 3'2" young by the time
it also limits what Hurts can do at the line of scrimmage.
To find his landmarks when you're trying to read a defense and know where the blitz is coming. He gets to the line of scrimmage, Zander, and it's 6 seconds. Dude, that kills that guy. And that's an inexperienced play caller, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you want him walking up to the line with 20 seconds on the clock so he can dissect the defense, you know?
Or going up to the line of scrimmage and calling a play himself.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good stuff there. Appreciate it, guys. 24 Bird says maybe mix the run with A.J. Dillon and Tank Bigsby. Maybe Tank. I don't know about A.J. Dillon, though.
Bro, I don't want the ball in the hands of any of them guys.
I
Put
think
it in
this is
Barkley's
big.
hands or AJ's hands.
I think this is big here. G2G reacts says, I think the loss of Becton has been underrated. He had huge blocks in both Rams games last year. I agree.
Boy,
Becton was a beast in the running game last year.
I keep asking this question: who's a bigger loss, CJ Slay or Becton? And I even starting to leave Milton and Josh out. Those three guys seem to be the biggest issues. How about this, man? I don't think Adoree Jackson was a casualty today. I mean,
No, I think he got hurt, right? Yeah, he got hurt in Jacorian.
He got hurt in the game. Who played corner two?
Jacorian came in. They were picking on him a little bit, but he held his own.
But it didn't kill him, did it?
No,
It didn't kill him.
Let's be real. Puka Nacua was a problem for everybody today.
Anybody.
Adoree, Cooper. I don't know how much he picked on Quinyon because I think they were moving Quinyon with DeVonta Adams.
Yeah.
So other than that,
this weekend, you're going to have another pretty good duo you're going to play. And I think Godwin's going to be back. But again, what kind of conditioning is he really going to be in? Amika Buka is a really good-looking football player. And, of course, you got Mike Evans this weekend. So you got another tough task this coming weekend. And you've got him down in Tampa. Yeah. And get this. I think the biggest news out of this ball game, besides the great win in the second half, Zander, the status of Lane Johnson.
Dude, how big of a loss?
I mean, he left the game with a neck injury, dude.
I know. Now he's out on the sideline, so that made me think it wasn't.
Yep.
But
did he jam his neck?
Dude, neck is like back. Like you have a neck problem. That's a little scary. You know what I mean? Yep. So I didn't think he was.
You think they kept him out for safety reasons?
I think probably, right? I mean, it's a neck, dude. You don't want. And by the way, here's the other thing. I hate to say this, but is that our first tush push casualty? I think that happened on the tush push at the goal line.
Did it really?
I thought so. I can't be certain, but that was the drive
Let's
before.
confirm that before. Okay.
Well, but here's how it worked. They got the tush push touchdown. The drive before that, Lane was in on that play.
Okay.
The first play of the next drive, Lane was not in. So I don't know. That's the last play I saw him do was the tush push. I don't know if that's where it got hurt, but
I didn't see that. So because I didn't see when he got injured, but we'll confirm that. Evans, I hear people in here saying that Evans ended up having an injury today in that Jets-Bucks game.
Yeah, Mike Evans did. He did.
Okay, so yet to be determined if that guy's going to be day-to-day.
Yeah. John's coming soon. We'll have John McMullen shortly. I think Jalen Hurts is speaking now, or is Jalen? I got to check if Jalen Hurts is speaking now. We'll get to a couple more supers while we're at it. Thanks, everybody, for all the super chats today. Bears are 3-0.
Guys are great, man. I saw him too. Isaiah's killing it with Minnesota. He's really playing well.
Crushing it. Yeah, I think he had two tutties today. Fumble for Howie. He looks so good in Minnesota. Yeah, he's done really well. But James, at the end of the day, onward, brother. We got our own fish to fry. Dirty Air. Credit to Stout pulling Pryor out and putting Fred in. Wish that we
change the O-line play
side to Park Adoree. Yeah,
dude, it changed the O-line play when they put Fred in. It changed the O-line. They were able to run the ball and stretch plays a little more. And that's when Barkley started getting some yardage going up the middle.
Did you see the play Barkley ran behind Fred with his hand on his back? That was great. I love seeing that. Sean Goodwin, update on Lane. Sean, I'll try and get it from J-Mac, but knowing the Eagles and injuries.
They're not going to say anything till Tuesday.
We don't
or maybe Wednesday.
They better ban field goal blocking next.
That's funny.
Dez says, I like Bennett over Adoree. I mean, damn, if you give up the catch, at least make the tackle, Adoree. Great comeback win for the Bears. I agree, because Bennett's a little more aggressive, so he makes the tackles better.
Did Jordan Davis block both those field goals?
Jalen Carter blocked the first one.
Jalen Carter blocked the first one.
And then he got the taunting penalty. But
now, wait a minute.
He did block.
And then Davis blocked the second one?
Was it Davis that blocked it?
Or was it the scoop and score that he had? Is that what it was? Like who got credited for
who's on Twitter? I'm on the show, so I'm not on Twitter. Who saw the replay of it? I started the show right after it happened. Was it Jordan Davis that got his hand on the ball? It was a stinger for Lane Johnson.
Oh, Jesus.
Oof. Yes, so block and scoop.
Wait a minute. Watch this. Oh, he got a block and scoop?
Dude, that's legendary.
Hey, you know
block, scoop, and score for the big fella.
Dude, that's a huge play.
Dude, you were a defensive lineman. That's like a dream.
Dream come true.
Dude, that's a dream.
Watch this. Look at this. You get credit for the 3 plays. You get credit for the block. You get credit for the score. and you get credit as an impact play when you get your grade, when you're getting, dude, he had to have graded high. Now, again, they did get blasted off the ball in the first half. So we'll have to wait and see when we see the 22.
I'm telling you, I think they were tired, man. The Rams had almost double the offensive snaps in the first half as the Eagles.
They did.
Yeah. I think it was like 38-20.
Yeah. Oh, they were totally dominating them.
So, I mean, I think
were dominated, and the Eagles were dominated in the first half.
I give a lot of credit to Jordan Davis, though, man. I mean, a lot of players you see have an opportunity in front of them and they don't seize it. And Jordan Davis, so far, it's only 3 games and we're in September, so we got to see. But
I'm going to ask you one more time about your concerns on Carter and his character.
Well,
how many times are we going to sit here and go, I don't have a problem with it, when every game it seems that there is a problem with it?
Well, it's become a problem, and I think maybe the losses of the veterans on the defensive line, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, even Milton, the guy who's been here
the year before, Fletch
the year before. I think maybe that helped Jalen Carter keep it together.
Yeah.
But I always say this: I don't want to, I don't want to make him a pacifist. I don't want to sterilize him. You know what I mean? Like, he is a mean guy. I get it.
But I don't want to hear Nick talking to me about culture when the guy's not listening.
Well, let's be real.
I really don't.
Nick's a little bit of a hothead. I mean, come on. Nick's
okay, well, if he's a hothead to us, why can't he be a hothead to him and say, get your shit together?
Well, he can, but they're all learning from Nick.
Well, are they?
Huh?
Are they learning? It seems to be a talking point. How about
this?
I'm saying, do we agree with this? I don't know. Hang on. I don't know if it's an issue, but it's a talking point after every game. Don't you think?
Right now, it has been.
It's a talking point. Let's go there and leave it there for now, right?
Yeah, right. Look at Kenzo crying. It'll be negative on this channel all week. Kenzo, we talk real football all day for real football fans, not for nerds and fanboys.
Shut the hell up and stop crying.
Yeah, we'll go somewhere else. You and Sen York can start your own channel and have a couple people listen to you each week. All right, we're talking football each and every day like we always do here on JAKIB Sports. Good stuff, everybody. I think I got as many of the super chats as possible. Evan's got hamstring injury. That's going to be something to monitor for sure.
Bucks are so hurt going into this game. But guess who's going to be over on Fred? Hassan Reddick.
Next week?
Next week.
Well, if Lane's not back, a stinger could keep him out.
That's right. That's right. Let's not.
He'll be back, though, right?
Lane?
Huh?
You think Lane will be back?
I'm wondering. Do you think he will be back? You probably know more than me about a stinger injury.
Yes, I live with one. It will be on the grade. And how the Eagles want to handle it, too. You know, I mean,
right. Remember,
they want to handle it that way. How do they want to handle it?
I'm pretty sure A.J. Dillon missed significant time because of stingers.
Yes, so, A.J. Dillon missed the entire year ago.
Yeah. So it's definitely something to monitor.
Now, people in here are saying that Lane said he's playing next week. So, okay.
Lane says he's expecting to be back. But guys, that's the player.
After the game with the adrenaline going.
I'm just saying, that's a player. You know, they always say they want to play. That doesn't mean that the medical staff is going to clear him. If he's got neck problems, you know.
Correct.
Kenzo must not have been listening to our show. He says, if you're not encouraged by the second half, there's no help for you. Kenzo, listen to the open of the show again, dude, and quit yapping in here. Again, go start your own channel. You already tried to do that. It didn't work out for you.
Again, like I said, man, they played 2 quarters of football. They were dominated in the first half. Nobody's saying they didn't come back and play, and they played like champions.
Anton says,
played like champions.
Yeah, for the halftime chatters, behave like champions. You got to give them credit. I agree, Anton. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Greg says Mitchell shut Adams down in the second half. He did. He only had 3 catches in that 50-something yards, and I think he had, I don't know, a 40-yard touchdown. In the game.
Well, here, watch this, Gregory. Nice half. There's 4 quarters in a football game. Nice half, Gregory. Agreed.
I shine. I don't see your super, brother. I'm trying to find it, man. I'm trying to find it. What was it, $1.99? That thing is lost. I shine. I don't have a super from you. You lying?
By the way, remember I told you at the beginning of the game, I told you that if the Rams ran the ball for north of 140 yards, that they'd be in this game with the fourth quarter opportunity to win it. And sure enough, there they were right there. They ran the ball, and they were gashing that football team at 5-2 a clip. So, again, you're giving up a nickel every time you rush the ball, and you on the other end. I mean, dude, Jalen Hurts is covering this thing up. You're winning because of that quarterback, and it is no one else. This is not so far the year, or how about this? We'll go here. This is not the start of Barkley. Okay? It's not.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, they got to get there. Don't worry, guys. I'll get to all your super chat. I know everybody wants to get me. Let me get to some of these things here. All right, where's my guy with the memberships? Appreciate everybody. J Max gifts 5 memberships.
Thank you very much,
brother. Appreciate it, man. Alexander Harris says AJ was asked about the offense coming alive in the post-game interview, and he basically said that he felt like the offense has been too conservative. I agree.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? We say that here. You guys blow up, and the players answer those questions exactly the way we say them. And you have a problem with the fact with what's the reality. You guys live in some sort of alternative reality. The players know that in that first half they had handcuffs on. And Zander, the only reason that they went to what they did in the second half is why? They were behind.
Yeah.
To John's point, they were forced out of it because the Rams dominated them. They had to throw the ball, and they did. And you know what AJ and DeVonta and Hurts are probably saying? Stop fucking getting away. Kevin Patullo's in the way here a little bit with that game plan.
I agree. We're gonna have John soon. I think Jalen Hurts is speaking now, so we'll talk to John once he's done there. Big Easy says, might not realize it in real time, but that Eagles win trumps the miracle at the Meadowlands. D-Jack's greatest comeback regular season. I don't know about that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I will say this, that Rams team is a good football team. And they got a good defensive line. Hey, you know what, Zander? That may be one of the better defensive lines you face all year. I think the Giants have a great one, too. This might be the best D-line. That kid Verse can ball, man.
Yeah, he's good, dude.
Yeah, man. They got some
balls.
Sometimes
you tip your cap to a great player. I mean, he's a good player. There's no doubt. Here's iShine. iShine found it, brother. We need to pay JD now. I think they're going to pay him soon.
After 3 games?
No, but I think they know that. I mean, look, they picked up the 5th-year option and probably wanted to see some proof. Remember, they do like to get ahead. If they let him play through like this all year,
okay,
we're going to have a big price tag.
I might, again, like I said, I might hang in there a little bit and see how he plays to halfway through the season.
I think
start conversation with his agent. I mean, let's see how he plays, man.
You're going to take another guy off that interior of that D-line?
I'm not taking anybody off. I didn't say not getting a yes. I'm saying here, hang in there before we start talking about $25 million. So then you got to start asking yourself this. Are you going to pay $25 million for Davis and you're going to pay $38 million? So you're going to pay $51 million like you're playing DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown for 2 defensive tackles. Wow. Okay. I want to see that.
Yeah. Right. Well, we'll see what they end up doing here. The Phillies, what's up, brother? Hey, Sills, is this just a game like the Steelers game last year where Hurts threw the ball with success, or is this possible breaking the shell for offense?
You know what?
Breaking the shell,
Act 34, Ace. I'll tell you what, Ace. Let's see against the Bucks how they open up the football game.
Well, okay? What do you think? What do you think there should be there?
I'm still not sold. They're all of a sudden going to reinvent the wheel and go back to throwing the football against the Bucks and being a balanced team.
Well, what do you think their approach should be? What do you think their approach should be?
I think they should get the ball initially to AJ because Barkley and that interior right now is not effective. They're not. Dude, they had 46 yards rushing. If you take the quarterback out of the building,
yeah.
You know what the talking point is today? It's really not the passing game today. It's the 3-game run game. It's not been very good.
Well, this is Philly. Yeah, well, we're always going to find something.
Wait a minute. I mean, from a year ago, you're telling me you don't think that's been underwhelming?
No, it has. It has. But, part of it is I mean, look, I don't think we can expect Saquon to run for 2K a year,
Well, you're in the wrong city. Because what I heard people in Philly saying, this guy's going for 2105. He's going for 2105, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what. That's not realistic.
1,500 yards?
I don't even know if he's going to get that.
I agree. That's why I said under 14. That's why I said under 15.
Yeah. We got Johnny Mac joining us right here. Once he let me let it set, and we'll get to John McMullen joining us right here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. He joins us now, John McMullen, joining us here on JAKIB Postgame. Johnny Mac, Eagles win a crazy game today, my friend, 33-26, and the winning habit just continues. Johnny Mac, welcome into the Postgame Show. How you doing on this postgame week 3, J-Mac?
I'm doing well. Yeah, better than a lot of fans that were bailing out, booing. I was trying to talk you off the ledge at halftime. Yeah, I mean, the urgency of talked about it. You never want to be behind, but the urgency, the personality of the game, and all of a sudden, here's the passing game. The key is, obviously you don't want to be in that particular position. You got to find a better sort of balance between doing it consistently. But we've been through this last year. We had, again, I always bring up the Baltimore and Carolina games. They just happened in weeks 1 and week 2 this year versus last year. And then all of a sudden you need the passing game, and there's the passing game. And Rams made a mistake to keep you in it. A lot of layups missed by Matthew Stafford early in the game, but I think you could trace all of that back to the first I think it was the first offensive play of the game. Jalen Carter was all over him, and he was like, "Ooh, I got to speed up." And I think he was too sped up for most of the game. Left a lot of layups, as I said, on the field. They were settling for field goals early, and that kept the Eagles in the game, at least within earshot. And once this team smells the panic because of this success, so now we're 19 of 20, 17 overall with Jalen Hurts starting and finishing. They kind of smell it, and teams get tight, and I think you saw it. Now, you never want to decide a game with 2 blocked field goals because that's not sustainable. But we constantly talk about sustainability, and this team just finds different ways to win. They found a different way to win today. And it's pretty amazing, to the point where, I don't get too worried about this team, even when things look as ugly as they were in the first half.
Yeah, John, they played 2 quarters of football. In the first half, they were minus 3 yards in the passing game. They were dominated at the point of attack. If you look at the numbers at the end of the ball game, the Rams ran for 160 yards, and if you take Hurts out of the equation on going off script, the Eagles ran for 46 yards in this ball game. It was something you said, and John, I'm going to go to what you've been preaching this entire week, which was really played out in this game. That was this. The Eagles are going to come out of that style of play when they are forced to have to come out of that style of play. And John, in the first half, they were forced out of that style because they were being dominated, where they had to start getting the ball in the hands of the receivers. I thought DeVonta had some tough-ass catches. AJ was brilliant in the second half. They got the ball, and I'll tell you this too, John. Yards after catch with AJ, I don't know if there's a better wide receiver in pro football than that guy, because he's almost impossible to get on the ground. But what you said happened. They were forced out of that style. They had to throw the ball in the second half, and that's what brought them back in the game.
Yeah, and it's happened a lot over the past 2 years. That's generally what it takes. When they need it, they pull it out. And it is frustrating because they should be able to have a better balance. But, again, the turnovers are a big part of it, and they've had such success with ball security and all that from the standpoint of, and that's what happened early on when things were good. Zach Bond with the interception. You get the short field. You get 2 fourth down conversions, 2 tush pushes, and they're up 7-0. And then it just went into sort of a coma there for the rest of the first half offensively. But at the same time, I'm thinking, all right, here comes Cardi, 51-yard field goal, 28-yard field goal, 33-yard field goal. It's field goal, instead of at least throwing in another touchdown, which may have put the game out of reach. And you thought that might have happened at the start of the third quarter when you had the sack by Verse and the fumble, and all of a sudden Kyron Williams goes in, and it's 26-7. So at that point, even I'm like, all right, it's probably not their day. But as soon as Goddard, and it was that sort of bang drive, they went 80 yards in about 2 minutes, and it ended with the big Goddard touchdown pass down the seam. And then you're like, oh, that was easy. That was quick. And I just kind of felt the momentum shift. And I think you could see it in the Rams, and they were like, oh boy, here we go. And then the A.J. Brown touchdown made it 26-21. At that point, that was at the end of the third quarter. You had the whole fourth quarter to play. At that point, I was like, all right, the Rams are in trouble. And I actually persevered. We're in a position to win the game. Should have won the game, to be honest, but Jordan Davis comes up with a big walk-off field goal block, which you rarely see. But
and scoop and score.
Yeah.
John, is this offense, is it circumstantial and they'll go back to their philosophy?
And the big guy got up to 18 plus miles per hour. Yeah. So pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, you're on slight delay. John, is this offense, is it circumstantial? Will they go back to their philosophy, or is this the removal of the straitjacket for the year and maybe they have a different approach offensively in the games coming up?
Well, no, I don't think they're a consistent passing team. So I don't think it's going to be consistent. I don't. I just don't think, if you look at today and you look at the good plays and you look at to me, the best drive was that 17-play, 91-yard drive where they went ahead for the first time, ended with the DeVonta Smith touchdown. That, to me, they were terrible on third down. I think they were 1 of 9, and then they finished 4 of 5 on third down. And everything was clicking at that point. So that, to me, is the apex of it. But, no, I think you can go back to last year. And, again, I think because they won the Super Bowl, everybody forgets. You can go back to the Rams game last year in the playoffs. They didn't throw the ball effectively. They didn't throw the ball effectively against Green Bay in the playoffs. So, yeah, you're going to have those games. Hopefully they're not as bad as weeks 1 and week 2. And hopefully it's not as bad as the first half of this game where you had -1 net passing yards. So, but are you going to be a consistent passing team? No, I don't think that's how this team is built, to be honest.
John, how about this here? First game, second game, and now the third game. You're talking about 46 yards with Barkley here. The injury to Landon has to be something more significant, because either that or we're going to go with the loss of Becton. Not that I think Steen's playing bad ball, but the run game outside of the quarterback had 40 yards rushing too in the ball game. And he's kind of going off script, and off script stuff is kind of covering some of the deficiencies in the run game. Any concerns there after 12 quarters that, is it just injury that we're looking at in the middle of that offensive line right now? And, you lose Lane as well too. So, we don't know how long he's probably going to play. I heard somebody say he has a stinger and he's expected to play, but boy, they just not running the ball very well.
He said he's got a stinger. So, guys aren't doctors. So sometimes they think they're going to play, but he thinks he's going to play. So that's positive. Adoree Jackson's also at a groin. He thinks he's going to play, but we'll see, those things. But, in a lot of ways, I think the running game is a bigger concern than the passing game, because that's what they lean on. And that's not been effective. And I would throw one more into the equation of what you brought up, Dan, and that's that Saquon's not playing that well.
Yeah.
At least
he missed that block.
He
missed that block, John, and he almost got the quarterback killed.
Protection. Yeah. And, he keeps bobbling the football. Sometimes he catches it. I don't know. He had a great summer. To me, he looked like he had more juice in the summer than he looked like last year, but he hasn't been the same guy. So maybe it's time to start talking about those touches again and what kind of toll they took on him last year, because he doesn't look like the same guy right now. And why that's a bigger concern is because to me, it's a bigger concern. That's the bread and butter of this offense, not the passing game. I thought, Kevin got a lot of questions about the design quarterback run plays, which have not been in the offense. And on that big drive, they brought them out, and they were effective with that for the first time this year. So they brought that back. So a lot of positive, but right now the running game, I mean, they had 2,504 yards from the running back last year at over 6 yards a carry, if you want to include the playoffs. Today was 18 for 46. He's coming in under 4. Today it was under 3 against a team that's not known to be a good run defense team. And they're all about the pass rush. I, in a lot of ways, I'm more concerned about that, to be honest.
Yeah. John, what do you think? What do you make of Jordan Davis so far, man? What a great game he had today. He's had a great start to the year. I don't want to say Jordan Davis has arrived, but he's had a great start to the year and a contract year for him. What'd you make of his play today?
Yeah, I think he's playing great. Block kicked aside. And, the Eagles, I'm going to be interested to talk to Michael Clay this week because I don't know if they saw something on the interior of that field goal protection, but, that's crazy. I had already given Cardi Special Teams Player of the Week award because he's making field goals for his kickoffs. The Eagles couldn't – that was embarrassing, the Eagles with the kickoffs. I mean, he was throwing those knuckleballs. He was like Bill Negro. And they talked about this during the week. And he's kicking these knuckleballs, and they couldn't catch it. And they would start with terrible position. I was ready to give him Special Teams Player of the Week, and you get blocked by Jalen Carter right up the middle, blocked by Jordan Davis to win the game. You never see that. So either that's just great players making great plays, or they found something and they pulled it out when they needed it. But on the edge, you don't want to rely on blocked field goals. And in an era where there's, guys bang through 55. I saw a 62-yarder today. And they're getting 2 blocked field goals in the fourth quarter. That's freaking amazing.
Speaking of kicks, John, shed some light on what happened in the kickoff today, because people in here they have no idea why our guys can't catch a kickoff. I tried to explain what you explained to me on the knuckleballs from Cardi, but explain what happened today with the kickoffs and why the Eagles couldn't seem to handle them, really.
Well, just that. I mean, he kicks the football purposefully that way to where it's just knuckling around, and Tank Bigsby, oh my God, that poor guy. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know to try to catch it, not catch it. And then John Mechie as well. It was really, and Nick talked about it after the game. It was really a weapon for them. And it has been. They came into the game with the best field goal position starting for their defense in the NFL because of Cardi and the way he kicks off. So that's been one of the early stories. I've been talking about it from both aspects. If you have a returner or you have good kick return coverage, it's a big advantage with the new rule because through 2 weeks, and we'll see after this week, but again, most of the kickoffs were returned. It's been over 75% of kickoffs getting returned. So it's a big deal now to have one or the other. And Nick, as I said, he called it a weapon for the Rams, and it was a weapon. I mean, they didn't know what to do. They averaged, think about this. Mechie had 3 kickoffs, averaged 10.3 yards on a kickoff return. Bigsby had 2, he averaged 12 yards. That's obscene.
Yeah, they stink at them.
How good,
John, let me ask you this here. Let me ask you this. So there was an unsportsmanlike.
It's not they stink. The Rams are good. The Rams are good.
Exceptional at that. John, once again, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Jalen Carter in the ball game here. I mean, I thought it was a BS call, but he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt, John. You get a reputation with these referees like that in that league. I know these referees and how they look at it. They're going to look for him to make those stupid penalties like that against them because that's what they do. Guy builds up a reputation like Adama Kitsu did. that's what follows here. Did Nick address that? And did he talk about the fact that, again, here we go again. This is the second week and 3 games that we're addressing this again with Jalen Carter.
Yeah, he did address it, but they had three penalties, 3 personal foul penalties today.
Wow.
Even Puka Nacua had one. Look, they're calling this thing tight. So I hear what you're saying about Carter, certainly getting a reputation, but Puka got one for spinning the football after getting a first down, and they thought he spun it in the direction of the defender. And like Puka's got a great reputation. So they're just calling it really, really tight. And Nick did address it and said, look, we can't do it. You just can't do it at all because you're going to get flagged. But for this one, I don't think it was Carter-centric. They were just calling it really tight for both teams. And it's a shitty rule, but I say it all the time. Fans aren't really upset at the officials. They're upset at the legislation that the officials have to call. It's a bad rule. Yeah. They're taking it too far, but that's what they tell the officials to do. And if you're going to spin the football, to use Puka again, in front of the guy you just got a first down on, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's bullshit, but that's what it is.
John, what's your thought on this? Before we let you run here, brother John, just your thought on this Eagles team. I think they showed a lot today. You know, I had a tweet ready to fire, John, before they blocked the final kick that I was going to feel pretty good after the loss, even if they ended up losing the game, not in a way that you're okay with losing, but in a way where I felt like the team found something that they needed to find. And I thought they found that in the second half. What's your take on it moving forward? And do you think this team, this is the biggest building block to date on the 2025 season?
Yeah, I don't want to overstate it, but I say it all the time, mainly about the quarterback. They're freaking relentless. You got to play 60 minutes. So, here's an example where you're winning the game comfortably, and you think, all right, this sort of mystique the Eagles have is getting destroyed by the Rams. It's 26-7. And all of a sudden, here comes the mystique back. And they're just keep playing and keep playing and keep playing and keep playing to the point it's the last play of the game today. It looks over again. Carty's going to make that field goal, and they block it and take it the other way. Relentless team. 19 out of 20, 17
with no
straight.
time, John. With no time left, too, they do that.
So literally 60 minutes of football, literally, where they keep fighting and clawing. And, if you do that consistently, you're going to beat teams just by times. That's what the Eagles do. And that's what Jalen Hurts does. You think you got them bottled up, and, when they need the big drive, here come the quarterback runs. Here come the plays. Here come the plays to AJ, breaking tackles. And, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy for the opponent. They're like, oh, shit, here they come. We're not going to be able to stand up to this. And all of a sudden the Eagles are back on top. It's pretty impressive to watch. I've joked that they may never lose again. I don't know if it's a joke anymore. I am joking. They will lose again. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know where, but I got to tell you something. At halftime, it's silly to think every other team, after watching that first half, and Zander, you can attest to this, I was like, they'll be fine. Any other team that played that first half, I would have said they're cooked on this particular day. The Eagles, I was like, yeah, they're probably going to pick it up in the second half.
You did. You said
right,
it, Johnny.
Wrong, or indifferent. That's how I felt, and that's what happened.
Yep. Ultimately, it is what happened. Johnny Mac, great stuff today, brother. Your final thought, and then we'll catch you in the morning on Birds 365.
Yeah, well, that kind of sums it up. But Jordan Davis, hats off to him, and
Yep.
Jalen Carter as well for those 2 field goal blocks, because those are rare in the NFL since they changed the rules. And back in the day, guys would Matt Blair and guys would block kicks all the time. You don't see it now that much, except for the occasional Bobby Wagner jumping over the line. Yeah. And to do it twice against a really good kicker in a big spot, having a big game. This is one where I didn't have on my bingo card how they would win it. But, they won a football game every single conceivable way, and they just figured out another way to win one.
No doubt. Incredible stuff. Johnny Mac, great stuff, man. We'll catch you in the morning on Birds 365. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, John.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. There's Johnny Mac. John McMullen joining us right here on Birds 365. A little bit of a delay in his camera, obviously, but, it is what it is. Big Sills, great show tonight, brother. Big game for the Birds. They win at 33-26. Your final thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles? 3-0, Big Sills. They just keep winning.
Absolutely. And make sure you are checking out the show on Monday from 2 to 6. Big Sills will have the scalpel out. We'll be dissecting this. What is next now after those 2 quarters of football and 30 minutes of football? The team is resilient. All kidding aside, it's resilient. It was a great win. They came from behind. I wanted to see them play from behind, and they did. And they were able to do this. How about the players going like this? It's about time. So we have to show ourselves down 12? I mean, that's basically what happened. All right, let's go out there and win a ball game. Maybe Kevin Petula will have a little more confidence going into the Bucs game. I have nothing to do with the players here. I'm not disappointed in the players. I think Kevin Petula, going into this game now, after this game, do you have confidence heading into that Buck game against Todd Bowles?
I do.
2-3-0 teams, by the way.
Yeah, and look, it's a tough opponent. It's a great defensive mind, and Todd Bowles, I certainly have great respect for him and even the players they have in Tampa, but I feel like we got a better squad, man. I think we got a better team. And look, where I disagree with John, and I don't know how you think about this, but I don't think they should revert back to playing overly conservative all the time. I just don't.
But listen,
I'm not saying they're not.
I don't think he agrees with it.
Right, but he's saying
I think he agrees with you, and I agree with him that they're going to go back to that style. Zander, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're not saying John thinks that. You're saying John knows
they're
what the Eagles are going to do.
Back to what they do.
I just think you got such good players. I'm not asking you to beat Joe Burrow and those guys, but I think
it's almost like you're not looking for balanced football.
Right. You got to play balanced football. There's no doubt about it. Big Sales, great show today, brother. I'll catch you tomorrow.
I will see you Monday, my friend, and I'll see you at 3:30. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you today. An impressive victory. You're now 3-0. See you Monday, 2 to 6.
Later, brother. There's Big Sills. Dan Sileo hosted the National Football Show. Great show today, everybody. Birds moved to 3-0. In all seriousness, by the end of a post-game show, you get to it and you start listening to John and Sills, and they're not the most excited bunch when it comes to Eagles' success. But in all seriousness, that was a very great game. I mean, that was a very positive game. I thought, even if, again, I tweeted it out, I was going to tweet it out. If they lost the game, I on that field goal, I felt like there was so much good to take from that second half that I was going to feel pretty as good as you can feel. I'm not saying I would have felt great. I'm just saying as good as you could feel if they did end up losing the game, I was going to feel, because that second half was a thing of beauty. I thought you learned a lot. I thought you showed a lot. I think you gained confidence for important people in Kevin Petula and Jalen Hurts. Not that Jalen needed it, but they had him in the straitjacket. So take that straight. Stop. We don't need a damn straitjacket on Jalen Hurts. We don't need that crap. I know, and again, I know there's going to be tons of people who are going to say, Zandy, you always overreact with the passing game. Bullshit. I'm not letting anybody in this chat tell me ever again that getting A.J. Brown involved in the offense is not a good idea because we just won. Who cares? We won. We don't need A.J. No, we need A.J. Get him involved. Get DeVonta involved and play your brand of football. You got everything you need to play the way you want each and every week. I don't think we need to lessen ourselves to we can't turn the ball over. Obviously, you don't want turnovers, but you can have that approach while still working in the offensive player. And you look at how explosive we were in that second half, dude. That was a team on a mission in that second half. That looked like a team that can go back and repeat as Super Bowl champions. I'm pretty sure you all agree with that. That team looked like they could go repeat as Super Bowl champions. The team in the first half, how many times last week on the shows did I say they're condensing and the pressure is at the bottom of the pipe? Well, the first half was the burst. Didn't work anymore. Nothing worked. Saquon didn't work. Passing didn't work. And the offense had 33 total yards and -1 net passing yards. Second half, get your playmakers involved. Start playing Eagle football. Let Jalen Hurts out the straitjacket. Let him play with some swagger and some confidence. And boom, you're looking at a massive half of football. So I think you got to go that way. But look, here's the one thing I'll say, and I'll say this with, the murder of my ego. As much as I want that, and I do believe it's the best way to go about it, the Eagles are going to do what they want to do. And to be honest with you guys, when you win 19 of 20 football games and 19 straight with your starting quarterback when he finishes, you don't really have a big leg to stand on. And I'm good with that, right? It's tough to argue. So if they do go back and they're like, hey, we don't really care, it'd be tough to argue with. But I'm just saying, my desires would be, I think this team can win every football game. Every football game. Like easily. That's how good I think they are. Here's Pumper. Pumper, man, you better watch it. Pump, you were saying all this stuff at halftime. You were, oh my God, ship Jalen out. He sucks. He comes back, has 3 touchdowns in the second half, Pump. Come on, man. Put some respect on that man's name, Brian Pumper. I know he's not your favorite quarterback. I'm not asking him to become your favorite quarterback. But you do have to acknowledge what he does and what he has done. The guy figures out ways to win. And he does it now in different ways. And he passed the ball in that second half as good as anybody. Xander, I'm not forgetting that first half. All right, Pump, I'm not forgetting the second half. How's that for you? How's that? I'm not forgetting the second half. Let me get to all the super chats. Then we'll go to the post-game show. Actually, you know what? Let me take a quick commercial break. I'll come back. I'll read the rest of the super chats. Then we'll have the post-game show. I don't have a lot of time tonight, so we got until 7 p.m. latest. That's 55 minutes. So we'll have about 50 minutes to read the super chats and get the people in. All right, so let's do it quick. If you want to join the show, I don't need spiels. I don't need your entire thoughts on the Eagles since their inception in, 1900 or 1920 or whatever the hell it was. I just want your thoughts on the game, and we'll move on. All right, so appreciate all of you guys. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. Thanks, everybody.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years, and that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the JAKIB Postgame Show here on JAKIB Sports. Appreciate everybody for being here. Big win today for the Philadelphia Eagles. Another positive win, another great step in the right direction. And it took a lot to get to where we needed to activate the offense, but ultimately we did. And the biggest takeaway today for me is that you finally unlocked and you finally showed Kevin Patullo and not Jalen Hurts, not because he needed to show it, but it was almost like Jalen is so in love with winning, which we respect and we love about him, that he never felt the need to get Patullo in his face and say, yo, dude, we got to unlock this offense. You know, he was winning. So it took us going down by, I don't know what it was, 3 scores, 19-7 or whatever it was. And they came alive, man. They came alive. So it's a confidence game for A.J. Brown, for Jalen Hurts, for DeVonta Smith, and for those guys. It's a major confidence game for Kevin Patullo. And again, I say it, with this defense looking as good as they look, and I think they look really good. I think they look really good. And that offense showing you how versatile they can be and how dynamic they can be and how explosive they can be. This is a team that resembles going back to a Super Bowl. That's what I saw in the second half. And again, I'm not saying that means we're gonna. It's September. You don't win Super Bowls in September. But that's the kind of upside we all know exists. So whenever you see after a win, fans or me or not Sills, but whenever you see saying, hey, we got to be better, this is what we're looking for. And you see how dynamic and good of a football team we can be when it really all works. I mean, you got A.J. Brown. I tweeted it out. I'm never letting another one of you in the chat ever tell me we won, we don't need to get A.J. Brown involved. It's a stupid commentary. He's the best receiver in football. You need him a part of the offense each and every week, each and every drive. Get him involved in the offense. Good things happen. Okay? We have a dynasty level roster. We do. Pushing to that potential, pushing to that ceiling is a hard thing to do. But it means greatness. And pursuing anybody that pursues greatness in every area of their life doesn't just settle for, okay, that was good enough. Good enough and greatness do not go in tandem. They do not work together. Oh, it was good enough or it was great. It doesn't work. So I think it's good to pursue that greatness and pursue the highest ceiling of what the team can be. But I think the beautiful part about it is they can turn it on, man. That's the other thing I got to push back on. So many people tell me, Jalen can't do it. He can't turn it on, Zander. He's not the guy. We got to get Tanner in there. The offense would flow so much better. Bullshit. Seriously, bullshit. Every time we need Jalen Hurts to step up, throw the ball, run the ball, get the first down, pick up a play here, do something here, get in Patullo's face on the – every time we need the guy, he shows up. So take your opinion of the player, and I don't really give a rat's ass what it is, and stuff it, because I don't care, including you, Pump. I know you too, Christopher Michael. No, it was Keely Ringo who was in your all right. Wasn't you. Christopher says that block kick don't mean shit if Jalen doesn't sling 3 tutties and a convert. Exactly. Xander, are you still talking about Hurts? Put more respect on Jordan. Well, I'll put equal respect on both. Jordan Davis has arrived. Jordan Davis looks the part. He is playing with the tenacity. He's got confidence. His athleticism is still peak form. He's our best defensive lineman right now. He is. Still said that. He's right. So very positive on Jordan Davis, man. I think Jordan Davis is getting a contract soon. I do. All right? I do. Here's Brian Pump. I'll get to all super chats now. He says, I'm not giving Jalen credit for this, Zander. Remember, we could have absolved him with a 2-point conversion, but didn't. This is on number 90. It's on both, man. It's a team game, Brian. You cannot be great without the greatness of others. Who says that often? But as much as we joke about that slogan, it's the God's honest truth. This is football, dude. It's not boxing. It's not even the NBA where superstars win games. It's football. Saquon can't be great without a good offensive line. Offensive line can't be great without the right protections and the right call. You need your teammates. Jalen Hurts needs the receivers just as much as the receivers need Jalen Hurts. It's a team game, dude. Jordan Davis didn't win the game. He contributed to the win in a big way. He deserves a lot of credit. Christopher Michael says, Jalen, we have to get out of the play, not to lose. I don't know what you mean. Almighty Lambo says, Rams were doing the same thing, but I agree. JC isn't going to get the same leeway. 100%, Almighty. That's the problem, right? The call was egregious, but we gotta understand that he's not getting those calls ever anymore. So until he maybe is a couple years later. Des the Hebrew, what's up, Des? Good to see you, brother. The blocks are reminiscent of Terrence Cody versus Tennessee. I love that pull. That's a Bama pull right there. Drew Pauly says, kind of felt like a boxing match where the Eagles kept taking the big guys' punches and wasn't getting knocked out. Good way to look at it. Vernon Warren, what's up, Vernon? The Eagles are healthy going into the Bucs game. We should beat them. I agree. I don't think that Bucs team's going to beat us. Bazooka Joe, Sileo looks dejected. He wanted to crap on them. You might be right. Romeo Talon says, now that's a beautiful thing to wake up to. How on earth did the league's second most complete team lose to the Birds today with a 19-point lead? A walk-off field goal, block return, touchdown. Romeo, I'm assuming you didn't watch the game. Incredible. Absolutely incredible football game. Second half was a thing of joy. I'm going to rewatch that second half 5 times. Dez says, I like Bennett over Adoree. Me too. Dez, me too. I mean, damn, if you're going to – we read this. If you're going to go up to catch, at least make the tackle, Adoree. Great comeback win for the Birds. I agree. Evans got hamstring. We got that. All right, does anybody have a super chat that I missed? West Philly says, Andy, you have to stay on board with Jalen. Pumper is a hater. West Philly, have you listened to the shows? I've never been off board on Jalen Hurts. Stop. I did not get off board on Jalen Hurts. Anybody who says that is sharing out simple fake news. Simple fake news. I never was out on Jalen Hurts. Look, here's the thing you have to understand, West Philly. And I'm sure you do because you seem like a smart guy. Jalen Hurts deserves a lot of credit for the success of the football team. That does not mean, as a football commentator and for yourself as a football fan, that he is above criticism. There are certain plays you're going to criticize. Nobody's perfect. There's not a player in football, and no matter how good they are, what position they play, that is perfect. So we don't need to act like Jalen needs to have we need to have pom-poms and Jalen can't handle some criticism, or like, he's a big boy. He's one of the highest paid players in football. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's the leader of the most successful franchise in the last 3 years. He's a big boy. He can handle it. But at the same time, you're right. People go off the deep end on Jalen can't do this. Jalen can't do this. Jalen can't do that. He can do it all. All right? He can do it all. That's where I agree with you. Here's Bob. Big-time player show up in big-time situation. Hurts and Davis were big today. Bob, I said that a little bit ago on the show. I don't know if you heard it. I said, part of me wants to gauge our star players on big moments because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that goes for A.J. Brown, who made big-time plays today. That goes for DeVonta Smith, who made big-time plays today. And some of you might not want to hear this. That goes for Dallas Goedert, who made a big-time play today, up the seam for a touchdown pass. So 100% Bob Brown. I couldn't agree more, my friend. I couldn't agree more. All right? I couldn't agree more. Let me make sure I got all. Anybody, can anybody comment if I missed their super chat? All right? I'm not trying to miss any super chats, but I've read most of them. So, wow. Christopher, is that what he said after the game today? Jalen said in an interview, we have to get out of the play not to lose mentality, meaning the first half and last 2 games. Open up the play. Exactly. Christopher, did he say that after the game? I hope so. That'd be awesome to hear. He's so right. He's so right. Here's Keith. What Jalen Hurts did today was elite. Keith, 100%. And there's not a person in the world who can tell you otherwise. All right. It is like the worst part about the analysis of Jalen Hurts is like people have these expectations that if he's not a Super Bowl or like this MVP player on every single play, then he deserves criticism. It's like, dude, he's a football player. Anybody that's ever played football knows it's play to play. You're not gonna every play is not gonna be as good as your best plays, and every play is not going to be as bad as your bad plays. It's football. What Jalen did today was absolutely elite, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. West Philly says, did you see Jalen scream on Petula? Yeah, he did, man. He did. All right. He did. He was in his face for sure. I don't know what he was saying, so I can't, I can only speculate, but it's good. I like that side of Jalen, man. I think that's kind of come out of Jalen more, in the sense of he's always been a super reserved guy in the way that he leads. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think there's a lot of areas where that really works. But there were some times when I thought he could have been a little bit more vocal. And I think you're seeing that a little bit more. Jalen has a little bit more swagger. He's got a little bit more not that he wasn't a confident guy or didn't have swagger before this, but I think he's a little bit more sure of himself. I think he's a little bit more out of his shell. I think he's a little bit more aware that the buck stops with him as a leader, as a quarterback, as a player, as a coach, as everything, and I think he's taken that on. And I think that's a really positive thing for Jalen Hurts. I really do. I think it's a great thing. So Jalen made that Cassidy comment was ridiculous, but whatever. All right. We have a winning quarterback, no doubt, West Philly. That's undisputed, my friend. Any super chats I missed? Somebody just sent one that I missed one. Did you get my super? Dio, I thought I got it. Let me see. Dio, what was it? What color was it? How much money was it? They categorize them in colors by. Here we go. Howie's trade for Fred Johnson was elite. Dio, you're right about that, my friend. That looked good. I mean, I don't know if I call it elite, but it was a good depth piece. All right, it was a good depth move. Yeah, it was. It was a good move. Dio, I won't call it elite. Okay, I don't know if I'd call the Fred Johnson trade elite, but yeah, I like the word timely. That's a good one for Keith. Timely is a good word for it. All right, timely is a good word for it. Let me do some production on the air, and then I'll send the link out. We'll get some people up here on the post-game show. We have about 40 minutes, all right? So let's be quick here. That goes for my ramblers. I love my ramblers, but some of you, I'm sure, are aware that you're ramblers. All right, Anton, you're a rambler. Akbar, I love you, but you have a propensity to ramble. Who else rambles? Which other one of you guys might be just you two. Joe Whip's not a rambler. Who else do we get on weekly that's a rambler? Who else we got, guy? Who's a rambler? Who else do we get on that's a rambler? Anton loves to ramble. You're always good for one comment that Anton is a content creator, and you're always good for some rambling. There he is. He's going to ramble. LJ, I'm going to boot you out of here. LJ, don't ever come into my channel and think you own this place. I'll kick. You'll be in that cuck chair with C24. You'll never come out. And I won't give a rat's ass about you. All right? Don't come in here and talk to me like you own this place, LJ. You're another dude in the chat. All right? You don't run this joint. And you never will. So don't ever talk to me like you did again early in the chat. That was ridiculous. I'll block you out so fast you won't be able to blink. And then your whole life as a troll will crumble because you'll have nowhere else to go to troll. Leon says, TDT, tough, detailed together. This is Eagle Ball. I love it. Oh, Rob. Oh, no. Rob. Oh, no. Rob wants to fire Petullo still. Oh, no. I think Petullo did enough in the second half to save him for the week. Okay? I think he did enough in the second half to save him for the week, Rob. I won't be calling for his job this week. All right? I won't be calling for his job this week. All right, I'm going to send out the link, and then I got to do a little production on the air. Oh, man. I didn't think we were going to get a fire Patullo today. Oh, Izzy B's on that board too. Izzy B is not interested in keeping Kevin Patullo around. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love Eagles fans with a passion. I love Eagles fans with a passion. All right. I got a bunch of people checking in. You guys are going to have to wait. I'm doing some production on the air. I got to get these post up, folks. This is called buttering your bread. This is called making the money you need to make. All right. So just give me a second. I don't even know who's in yet. I got to go and look. I don't know who joined first either. I'm on a different screen. But overall, I will say I feel really good about the win today. Much better than Sileo or John did. I'll tell you that. I feel really good about the win today. I really do. I felt like the team showed what they're capable of. I think the team responded to big adversity early in the season. I thought the defense improved in the second half. I thought Jalen Hurts and the offense came alive, obviously. I think it was a confidence game for Patullo. I think maybe you showed Patullo too. It's like, dude, I know. Look, because I think there's also something to be said about like when you like I keep using cars because I don't know because it's my analogy, but like if you get behind the wheel of a Ferrari for the first time, like you're gonna be a little timid. I promise you, anybody that's never driven a Ferrari, I guarantee you'll get behind the wheel and you'll be like, holy shit, I don't want to crash. I don't want to hit the curb. I don't want to accelerate wrong. I don't want to burn out the clock. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Kevin Patullo was a little timid. I think he got a really good offense with high expectations, with everything working. And I think he was scared. I think he play called scared. And I think that was part of it. So now that I think, he saw, okay, this is what we got. These are the players we got. This is what we're capable of. I think he's going to let it fly a little bit more. I do. And I think that's a very positive thing for Kevin Patullo. But I'll still say, I don't know. When you have a Super Bowl team, I don't know why you give a rookie play caller who needs to learn on the job the reins, but it is what it is. They already made that decision, and we're going to live with it. I don't think they're blowing Patullo out anytime soon. So let's see what he's capable of. All right. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm posting this thing up now, and then I'm ready to rock. Okay, you set this thing for 6:30. 5 minutes from now. All right. Ready to rock and roll, everybody. Who do we got here? Let's go to riding the bench first, who was, I thought, was excellent last week on the show. I'm going to go to him first. Here he comes right now. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Birds 3-0. How you feeling today, my friend?
Feeling pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I thought today you saw a lot. What were your takeaways of the game? Obviously, first half, one of the ugliest halves of football I think we'd ever see. And then the second half, I thought was a thing of beauty. What'd you make of it?
First half was like fat guy in a little coat. And then the second half, it got ripped off and he started throwing the ball down the field. It's about damn time that we saw this offense just take the straight jacket off the guy. I'm also tired of the narrative that this offense was designed based on the limitations of the quarterback when you can clearly see the second half, they changed the play calling completely, and you saw what it looked like. Yeah. So every time he needed to answer the bell, he answered the bell. Just let him throw the damn ball.
And that's
just
not
let him run the
offense now, my friend. He's answered the bell in 2 Super Bowls, which I put a bigger weight on them. So I agree with you 100%. I think, do you feel like this offense is going to continue with this, or do you think, because John and Sills are both of the opinion they're going to go back to that kind of conservative approach? What do you think they're going to try and do here moving forward?
I'll tell you what, if they go back to the conservative offense that they have been for the past 20 games, it gives more credence to Sileo's take on like the analytics running the game plan. I hope that's not the case because the Bucs are a good team. Now, again, Todd Bowles has had Jalen Hurts' number, and maybe the way to settle him in is to run the ball. But I really hope they just say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just fling it. Let him get this offense going and then run the ball to win the game at the end.
The problem with that, though, here's my problem with it. And I battle with this myself. Like you said, the last 20 games, or if they go back to that,
too much of a sample size.
It's also like, dude, they're 19-1.
I know.
Like they're 19-1 in the games you're talking about. Like, it's pretty hard to say they shouldn't do that. Now, I have desires for them to not do that and get them involved. But, shoot, who knows what they'll do. What you make of the defense today, brother? I thought they had a pretty good game.
Honestly, dude, I thought the defensive performance was really, really. It was better than it looked on this box
I agree.
score.
I know they gave up a lot of yards in that first half.
Listen, I'll trade yardage for points any day of the week, and that's what they did the first half. Fangio's defense is bend but don't break. That's what they did. And when they needed to make plays, they did. So that's all I can ask for from the defense. And when the offense plays like that, if you get that offense, at least just a scintilla of that every week, I'm cool. I'm cool, honestly. So
I agree. And Jordan Davis, what do you think? Jordan Davis has arrived or what? What do you think of him?
I'll tell you, he's been the best defensive player on the Eagles since
you could make the argument, player, not even just lineman. He's been that good.
Yeah, especially considering that he's getting more snaps than he needed to last season, right? And once Jalen Carter gets his legs underneath him, all of a sudden, I think you're going to see this defense just trend more and more up. So this could be a scary sign if they continue with this passing game going forward, just like frequently throughout the year. And then if this
defense is a top 3 defense and that passing game plays like that, we're going to blow teams out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is like, it's just so ahead of schedule already. You know what I mean? Like, if they just continue like this, all bets are off, honestly.
I agree 100%. Good stuff, brother. Appreciate you checking in today. Always good to talk to you. I'll talk to you again next week. All right, my man?
Sounds good, bro. Take care.
Thank you, man. Good stuff. Oh, I meant to comment on his. Wait, let me bring you back up real quick. I wanted to say to you real quick.
Yeah.
I love Brian Dawkins, so I had to give you a shout for the Brian Dawkins jersey.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's my favorite Eagle of all time, bro. Appreciate it.
It's most people's, but I love it. All right, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Later, man. Good stuff. Got to give a shout to B-Dawk. All right, it's Brian Dawkins for crying out loud. So I love him. Let's go to Joe Whipp coming up next here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. He joins me right now. Joe Whipp, how you feeling, my friend? Another W for the Philadelphia Eagles.
It feels good, Xander, to be finally out of the corner.
Yeah.
Joe,
you were only in the corner for about 3 minutes. Some people are there for weeks. Some people are there for years. Some people are there for eternity. Not you, Joe Whipp. I can only put you in there for a couple minutes.
I like to have some fun sometimes busting your ass, Xander.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So,
Joe, what'd you make of the game today, man? Crazy game, up and down, a lot of emotions. Saw just about everything in the game. What'd you make of it?
Well, I've been watching this team since the 60s, and that was the craziest ending I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So that was something. So my thoughts on the game were, two first things. Sidney Brown, I've had enough of him.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't tackle. He doesn't cover.
A true Philadelphian starts with the negative, by the way.
Yeah, when they bring him in, when they brought him in the base, what did they do? They went right after him.
Yeah,
get him the fuck out of there. He can't play.
He stinks.
And he fucked up on special teams too. I'm done with him. And Adoree Jackson couldn't catch a cold. I mean, he's just, when you saw the Bennett come in, Bennett may not have been the greatest cover guy, but he was there and he tackled the guy. Adoree just whiffs constantly. So those two guys, I just, and then the Tank can't catch a cold either.
Yeah.
You're
not buying the knuckleball excuse.
No, that was bullshit. No. Okay. So the main.
Yeah, you're fired up tonight, man. We had a good win. Oh my goodness.
You should have heard my wife. My wife was imitating me in the first half.
I believe you guys watching in the. I know you got. What do you have? Like a theater, right? You have like a big.
Yeah, she was watching upstairs in the bedroom.
Right.
She's smart enough to know not to be in here with me. But anyway, so I thought, whoever decided to put Matt Pryor in instead of Fred Johnson. I mean, come on.
Oh my God, Pryor was terrible. What do you
Matt
think?
Pryor's a guard. He's not a tackle.
He can't. And you could see that today.
Yeah.
What do you make of the offense? Is this the formula they should be subscribing to, or should they stick with what's made them 19-1 in the last 20? Where are you on that?
The person who commented, Jalen, did say that. Not only did Jalen say that, A.J. Brown said that. I was watching all the stuff. Patul was terrible. He keeps running the same running play. It's like he's got one running play on the sheet.
I didn't get
it. Doesn't work.
And you have Saquon Barkley. It's like, dude, let him run over a tackle. Let him pitch it to the outside. Do something.
Even in the second half, when they were moving the ball, he went back 3 times to that play, and it almost killed the drives. I mean, the RPO was open all day long. I was putting in a text in the green room. I said up tempo and RPO and quick slants. This is not rocket science. I don't know what the hell the offense was. And if I see 2 wide receivers next to each other in a pattern again, I'm going to throw up.
Oh my God, that was bad.
What the hell are they doing?
That was bad. That was
So,
bad.
and
That was
you-
it.
you
I didn't
saw-
want to pick on that play too much because I liked the opening drive outside of that. I know they had good field position to start, but
Yeah.
that was bad.
Well, so you heard Jalen. Jalen was in Patullo's grill, and right next to the running backs coach, who was agreeing with Jalen. So they have to stop this shit.
Yeah.
Run an offense, attack. You can be conservative. He wasn't. He was ultra conservative. I mean, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, he was like at the furthest end of the conservative
Yeah,
spectrum.
it's one thing not to be taking unnecessary risks with the ball, but to like go into a fetal position, roll up and die. That's what the offense was in the first half. It was horrible. It was, oh my God. Yeah. So hopefully Jalen has a little more say in what they're running.
Yeah.
Because, it was a completely different. I mean, it wasn't even a tale of two halves. It was a tale of two books.
Right.
I mean,
it really was.
That was just ridiculous.
It really was.
It's all there for people who say Jalen can't do this, Jalen can't do that.
I'm so sick of that, dude. I really am.
Go back, bring out some of the RPOs, go more up tempo, and quick slants. Don't be afraid to throw the ball over the middle, and then go deep. And then, I don't know what happened to Lane Johnson. I think he got hurt on the tush push.
I think so
for a
too.
touchdown. Yeah. So I don't know what happened there, but please, no more Matt Pryor.
I know, right? What do you make of the defense? I assume you feel pretty good about the defense. I don't want to speak for you, but obviously Jordan Davis is getting a lot of headlines right now. Another big game for him. What's your thought on the defense right now?
I thought the defense played well, considering the offense did nothing in the first half.
That's what I mean. Sileo's killing them for the running yards. I'm like, dude, the offense had 30 yards in the first half. You're never going to have a defense that has good numbers when your offense can't move the football. That's football 101,
Absolutely.
So I didn't really get that. But.
Absolutely. And Jordan Davis played a great game. I saw a lot of great stuff with the defense. I thought Makuba was okay. I thought Jihad Campbell was out of position a few times. I think McVay took advantage of his inexperience.
Yeah.
But, the only way to get experience is by doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why they play 17 games. So I think I have a lot of confidence in the defense. And if we can get Patullo to have less to do with the offense or open the damn book up, I think he'll be fine.
I just think he's timid, Joe. I really do. I literally liken it to the analogy of getting behind a Ferrari for the first time. You don't want to hit the curb. You don't want to crash the door. Like you're afraid. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I'm going to go 5 miles an hour because you're so afraid. That's what I feel like he was doing.
I agree. It's got to stop.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets out of that shell. I think he will. Hopefully. Now we'll see. Joe Whip, great stuff, brother. We always appreciate having you on. One of our most iconic members. Thank you, my friend.
Just don't put me in the blender anymore, Zander. I had to go to the ER on Friday.
Oh, no, not good. All right, my friend. See you, brother.
All right.
All right, later. Good stuff from Joe Whip. Always appreciate Joe Whip coming on. Joe Whip is one of the great members, like my guy coming up in a couple minutes, not Anton, but Akbar, who I got a face to a name. There's only a couple of you guys I've met. All right. The people who I've met, I have a little bit extra love for. Okay. Joe Whip. I had Flex. I had the legendary Akbeezy Fashizi, who went through the depths of hell to find the JAKIB float at the parade. All right. We had my boy Mike Berghorst. I love Mike Berghorst and his awesome family, his wife and his son I met. So all the people that I've met, I have extra love for. All right. If we go to another parade float, I don't want to see any excuses from you guys. You're either Eagles fans and you're at the parade or you're not. Come on, everybody. All right, let's go to Anton. Coming up next here. Anton, in very Anton fashion, everybody. I get a DM. Ready? Bro, my girl wants me to go be quick because she needs to head to the gym. Can I come on earlier? I'm like, is that not the most Anton thing you've ever heard? I'm not obliging by Anton's request. I'm going to show some respect to his lady and let her get out of here. So it's all about her lady. It's all about his lady. It's not him. Let's bring him on right now. He joins me here. What's going on, my friend? How you doing on this 3-0 start to the season, my friend? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Tired. I've been up for almost 7 hours. Got to get up at 1:30 a.m. It's 8:30 a.m. now.
Okay.
So I've been on duty all morning with various sports, doing post-game shows all day. So yeah, I'm a bit tired. But firstly, I do have a good excuse if I don't come to the parade, which there will be another parade.
You're
this
in
year.
Australia.
I'm in
That's a vibe.
Australia.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
a
here we
vibe.
go. That's right. 2-time Super Bowl champion in the house. How's it going, Big Z?
What'd you make of the offense, brother? Big one today. Slow start, great second half, obviously. What'd you make of the straitjacket of Jalen Hurts, of Kevin Patullo, of the whole 9 yards? What do you think, my friend?
Well, you're not going to believe this, but in my group chat after the strip sack from Verse, I wrote, and I will literally read my text. Jalen is having a howler today, not going to lie. Boy, did the rest of the game change that, because Jalen showed everybody, Nick Wright included, why he is an elite quarterback. So for all those people who just keep trying to underline, oh, anybody could win with that Eagles roster, Jalen Hurts took that Eagles roster and carried it. Like, think about it, put it in perspective. In the third quarter, it is 26-7. And he takes us back. Forget about the Jordan Davis block, because obviously that's important. But in terms of the Jalen Hurts part of this, he brings it up to 27-26. 3 straight touchdowns. Yeah. All of a sudden, as you said, the straight jacket came off, and it shows. Like, I feel the straight jacket is on because of that collapse 2 seasons ago, and because his turnover ratio was very high. He's 2 years older. He's now a Super Bowl MVP. It's time to treat him as such. And I do want to kind of say this, though, because to the fans of our beloved team here, we can't be looking to fire the OC every season. I'm noticing every single year.
Yeah, but there's truth to what you're saying, but there's also truth to when you have a Super Bowl team with a $250 million offense. You don't make Anton the offensive coordinator.
Well, no. I wouldn't hire myself as offensive coordinator either.
You get an experienced guy who knows what he's dealing with. You know what I mean? No disrespect. I'm just saying, so I understand those guys.
Disrespect.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not even anywhere near being a coordinator.
You're right in the sense of, though, you can't just have like every coordinator we want to fire. You're right. It's not really a viable way to look at it. But I hear you.
Yeah. But and also Patullo is not like he's new to knowing this offense. He's been here throughout the entire Sirianni. Like, he's been here throughout all the other OCs.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I kind of just think that this was, as I think you put it very well when you're talking to Big Sills, this is sort of the turning point here, the wake-up call, where he's sort of like, you know what? I can't lean on Saquon all the time. Like, Saquon's not, again, another week. Saquon is struggling to really put it together. And at some point, you have to trust AJ. You got to trust DeVonta. You got to trust Dallas.
You got to trust in AJ and DeVonta. You got to trust Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Trust Jalen Hurts. That's who you got to trust. And I think they got to get to that point. There's no doubt about it. Anton, going to the defensive side of the ball real quick. What'd you make of it there? I think they're going to be a top 5 unit. I think they might be a top 3 unit in the NFL. I am really impressed with the defense.
You know what?
Good.
You know what? You know how last year we were like the no holes defense?
Yeah.
I was actually calling us through the first week or two.
Defense, right?
No, the pasta strainer defense. So we had so many freaking holes. All of a sudden, we've only had maybe a couple holes.
I think it's one, honestly.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think just as much we can credit Jalen for the comeback. The other part, as you said, you can't be great at the greatness of others. The defense held their part down by shutting the Rams down in the second half. You cannot make a comeback, 3-touchdown comeback, without the defense. And
they basically gave up no second half points. Now people are going to be like, they did give up a touchdown. Yeah, but the Rams got the ball. What?
And he also blocked 2 field goals. I mean, I know it's special teams, but Jalen Carter gets one, Jordan Davis gets the other. Like, the defense was good. I think, again, Big Z, you're an expert on the birds, and you put this well as well. To Big Sills about the first half defense. It's hard to play defense when your offense has got like 30 yards total. In the second half proves your point, because when the offense is getting it together,
right,
and keeping them on the sideline so they can rest up, they're going to be more effective. It's also part of the momentum of the game. So Yeah, this is, and as I said in my super chat, guys, to everyone who was, complaining at halftime, Eagles fans, Philly fans, we're the world champions. Behave like you're the world champions. Let's not at the halftime of a game, where the first time in a long time we're not looking good, start to throw our toys out the pram and be like, Jalen Hurts, even though he's Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts, get out of here. I want to go back to Tanner McKee. Like,
real quick, all right. You're an Eagles fan, but you're not a Philadelphian, all right? Philadelphia.
Yeah, but still,
you heard Joe Whipp. He's lived in this city. First thing he wants to say is he wanted to shit on. Who do you want to shit on? Who do you say? Who do you shit on? Fuck, I already forget. He shit on somebody. I never want to see him again. Oh, Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown. That's Philadelphia. I walked to the post office the other day. The guy in the post office is like, I know we're 2-0, but we can't pass the ball, man. It sucks. That's Philly. We got issues. We don't love.
We're perfectionists. We're perfectionists.
Yeah,
which is good. It is good, but at the same time, the panic, we can be perfectionists, but also not panic. I think when you're the Super Bowl champions, you have to learn that we are great. We have something, the edge. I said this in week 1. We now have that experience of doing what's behind me, holding up that Lombardi. We know what it takes to get the job done. Yeah, I know. Hit the like button, everybody. I was noticing for how many people are in this chat. They only like
you do your hand motion. There's
it happens to me in every stream. I don't know. Like I think it's like an Apple.
You want me to teach you how to turn it off?
Can you teach me how to do that?
Are you on an Apple?
Yeah, Apple. Yeah.
Look at the top right. Is there a camera button that's lit up in green right now?
Yeah.
That button.
Oh, reactions.
Reactions. You can turn them off.
Oh, did it? Oh, beauty. Yeah. You just saved me literally every stream. Yeah. Every stream I'm making a point and that thing comes up. Sometimes it's like fireworks or balloons and I lose track of what I'm saying.
It all depends on your hand. I'm like, what is this? Turn this off. But all right, brother, I got to run.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to run too. But awesome win. Good win. Champions win.
Yep. Good stuff. Later, dude. Good stuff from Anton. Appreciate him joining in here. Thanks to everybody for being here. As always, let's go to Anton. Olan, coming to you next, brother. I'll get to Anton. I got not Anton, Akbar. Excuse me. And then I'm getting to Olan Guru. Let's go. Akbeezy Fashkeezy. What's going on, my man? How you doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? I guess it's evening now, but Sunday afternoon. How you doing, brother?
Yes, Joe. What's going on, Zan? Everything gravy, baby. What's happening with you? How you
I'm
been?
doing good, man. I feel good. I mean, that was a pretty awesome Eagles game. I gotta be honest. I thought it was a pretty awesome Eagles game. I mean, you get a little bit of everything, a little bit of ugly, you get a little bit of shit to bitch about, and then you see a little bit of beauty. What'd you make of the tale of two halves game, Akbar?
Well, I agree with you that it was an awesome game. It was one of the best games I've ever seen before. It feels good to be in the city with the team is the best. The Eagles are the best. The Eagles are the best team in the league. And you know what I mean? It's like you watch the Patriots and shit, you know what I mean, for 20 years and you like on the outside looking in. But now I'm on the inside, baby. And you know what I mean? It was a great game. The first half, I just want to speak about what you was talking about. Two things you was talking about. First, you were saying how bad that you wanted the offense, how bad you wanted the air game to start clicking, right? So take it back like 2 years. Everybody was people standing outside with signs saying run the ball, run the ball. He's throwing interceptions, run the ball, run the ball. He ran that shit all the way to the floor at City Hall, right? So all this is a flip side of that. Plus, the offensive line is not as good. The offensive line is not as good as it was.
Anybody watching the football games can see that.
Well, apparently not Sills. Apparently not Sills, because Sills is saying he's putting the blame on Barkley. That's the only thing that I'm gonna criticize him as far as saying Barkley is like, yeah, he do look like New York Giants Barkley. However, the offensive line interior wise, it's not, that shit ain't clicking right now. And also our strength, you gotta remember, our strength is in the trenches. You know what I mean? Our strength is in the air, but also on the ground, right? So right now, everybody's honing in on a running game. So being as though everybody's honing in on a running game, okay, you know what I mean? He doing what he got to do. He chucking it, okay. But just remember, like, and also the other thing that you said about Pachulo being scared, he's got the keys to the MVP of the Super Bowl. He got a stellar offense with stellar players. It's his first time. I feel as though his back was put up against the wall, and he was just like, "Fuck it, let me just let him go." And they show improve. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that take. But as far as like why don't we just throw it? Why don't we just throw it? My thing is like, all right, like you got to throw it now because the offensive line is not holding up in the run game. The holes was as wide as Broad Street last year, right? Them Jones is closing in real quick,
Yeah.
and it's just a flip side of that. Like first, they was throwing the ball. AJ was getting 1,500 yards a year and shit. And then they had to flip it because everybody knew that style. So now that everybody is honing in on Barkley right now, well, now is the time to flip it on again. But don't, you know what I'm saying? Just ride it out. Like, yo, we winning, dog. Like
You're right.
the
I think there's
Eagles
got to be
is.
a combo of both, dude. Like you just said, like I don't know if you got to flip to the point where you become the opposite in a way, like you just talked about. Now that you've flipped both sides, now make the perfect combination of both. That's what this team, Akbar. This team will be. And I'm not gonna say unbeatable. It's the NFL. I understand how that works. But this team with an offense that clicks like that will open up things for Saquon with a defensive line that plays like they did today. Dude, it's going to be hard to beat this football team. Really hard. Like we will be the team to beat in the NFL. Not that we aren't already, but we
I
will
think
be.
we are already.
We will. I know we are already, but have we looked like it through 3 weeks? No, we haven't.
I seen the best show on turf get beat down by Tom Brady. You know what I mean? That was like one of the roughest Super Bowls. The watches was unbelievable because these guys were so goddamn good, and they lost the big one. I
Yeah.
don't give a damn how that shit looked. Like I mean, it was fun. It was fun watching AJ Brown get his
Yeah.
shit off. It was fun watching him get his shit off. He did the AI. He did the AI over Tyrone Lue John
Yep.
to
I saw that. I
yeah,
saw that.
yeah, that was fly. And Vic Fangio, man, like this is where I do agree with Sills. I wasn't mad at it, Dory Jackson. I think whoever said it got it wrong. I don't think Bennett was all that. I think they hid the Dory Jackson where you can't see his fuck ups. Like like he was masked, like they was helping him.
Yeah, I know
Reed
what you mean.
Blankenship, Reed Blankenship, the one that was getting cooked today.
Cool.
Reed Blankenship was getting cooked like a motherfucker. What's his name?
DeVonta.
Oh, yo, yo, you see that? He ran right past, yo,
I know. I don't
yo,
want to say this because it's Rams week, but when I was younger and Green Bay, he was in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. He was my favorite receiver in the league. I loved Devontae Adams, man. He's a good
yo,
player. Still has it.
he's still a good player. No, Puka, bad as shit.
Yeah, he's good,
That
man.
boy bad,
I
dog. That
love the
boy
way he
bad.
plays the position, man. Plays tight,
Word.
makes the tough catches, uses his body, physical. Great receiver. Really great receiver.
That's word, man. Jalen Hurts look like shit the first half, but the second half, yo, 3 touchdowns, dog. Like they scored all touchdowns. They ain't scored no. It wasn't no field goals. You know what I mean? And the Rams ain't scored the whole second half. Yo,
Yeah.
the Eagles is bad as shit, dog. Like we the
I know
shit
that's
right
why
now.
Akbar. You know what I'm wondering? You know how Vic Fangio always says, I don't like the second half adjustment thing is fake, and I go and take a piss and grab a bite to eat. We don't actually make adjustments. I don't know. Is he
Man,
sure? Because the
listen,
first game
man.
we gave up all them points in the first half, and then had a shutout in the second half. And today we damn near, with the exception of the turnover where they got the ball on the 15-yard line and it was one play touchdown, they didn't give up any points in the second half again today. That's pretty good, damn good second half defensive team.
Man, Vic Fangio got Floyd Mayweather defense. That bull is sharp as shit, dog. Like,
Best
he's
defensive
sharp.
boxer on the planet ever to exist.
Listen, this bull got Sweet Pea Whitaker defense. Like how he take bum ass Adoree Jackson. I agree with Joe Whipp. Sidney Brown sucks, dog.
Oh,
Like,
he's bad.
He's bad, dog. I didn't see much of that one kid, Uche. I didn't see much of him
He's out there.
today.
He had an okay game. I don't think he did anything statistically, but he was out there. I saw him. You know where I saw him? I saw him on the play where Jordan Davis was running it back to the end zone at the end. I saw Uche running with him. And that was on a kickoff, so it wasn't defense, but still I remember.
That was some unbelievable shit, dog. Like, that big man, first of all, I want to give him props for running down Stafford. Like, I ain't hear nobody say shit about that. He got it. Oh, y'all did?
J-Mac did, yeah. 18 miles an hour he ran.
Yo, he got a knack for chasing down quarterbacks, man.
Dude,
like, he don't give a fuck who it is either. It could be Josh Allen. It could be, man, that boy. I don't know. Is he 300?
6'6", 336, running 18 miles an hour at a quarterback. Dude,
he blocked the field goal, picked it up, and ran it back. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, they go on signboard. Like, all the questions that Big Sills had about him, like, he's showing improving. He's showing improving this year. He's and I agree with Sills also. Jalen Carter, I don't know what kind of is he injured or something? Like, his arm, he always holding his arm. He don't look as good. Like,
it's his shoulder.
He usually got moves. He got moves when he, like, they can't block him. He's unblockable.
Think about it, though. Shoulder is such a critical joint. Like if you injure your wrist, you can generate power in you know what I mean? Like, if your shoulder's he doesn't even have the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have the crux of where the power comes from right now. I think that's what's happening now. I don't know if that's the case, but I think I'm speculating that it is.
But he doesn't look as good. But I think Bennett was getting cooked. Puka was cooking the shit out of Bennett. That's why I don't see how everybody was. But overall, the defense overall, Vic is a fucking scientist when it comes to this shit. Like, the adjustments he's made with the players that he has is unfucking believable. You said it. We're gonna be top 5 defense this year, dog. If not number 1. I didn't see much out of Nolan today. I didn't see much out of him. Like, they wasn't setting the edge all that good tonight to me. Like,
no, they weren't. Edge wasn't.
Blake Corum was cooking a little bit, and that other boy Williams. Like, they're a nice little tandem. But we own the Rams. When the last time we lost to the Rams?
I don't know.
Do you remember? No. I don't even remember the last time we lost to them. No, like, we own them. So now we about to step into the arena that Big Sills says on us. What you think about that shit right there? I think we got. I don't think nobody could beat us, dog. Be for real with you. It's not who didn't we beat is what I want to know. Who didn't we beat? Who? I know it's coming. It's got to come. We got to lose a game. As you said, this is the NFL. But who the fuck can beat us, dog?
It doesn't mean we have to. I mean, I don't know if we have to lose a game. If we play like we did in the second half, and that offense throws the ball like they did, and that defense, dude, we're gonna be a hard team to beat.
AJ Brown is unstoppable, dog.
You know what the craziest part about it, real quick, because I gotta run. I got people. You know what the craziest part about the 3-0 start this year, Akbar? We have played nowhere close to our ceiling. Like, I'm not saying you're going to play at your ceiling every week, because I think that's unrealistic. There's like a ghost you chase kind of the best version. I think we all can experience that in our own lives. But the Eagles aren't even close. Like, even tonight, first half, an abomination.
Let me cut you off real quick. dog, I think what more they got to do? Like that close man, close. These balls scored what 4 touchdowns. He ran one and threw 3 touchdowns, dog. Like what more you gotta do? How is that not close? Like you're not gonna have both aspects of your offense clicking. The defense is
Well,
gonna
we had
come in.
-1 passing yards in the first half with A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith. We didn't play at our ceiling today, Akbar.
At the second half, I'm talking about. The second half
Half
was
we did, but hey,
that shit look
football games aren't 2 quarters, my friend.
yeah, I get it, but think about this. Sean McVay or whatever McVay, this guy lost. He lost to a team that only played 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Like think about that. Think about the flip side of that. Yeah, we only really played good for a half of football, but that guy lost to a squad that only played. They really looked bored the first half. They looked like nonchalant. Only person that stuck out to me the first half was Zach Bond. Zach Bond was killing shit the first half, but then everybody else, it was just like then it was 26-7. Like the Rams scored 6 times in the first half, dog. That could have been a 42-7 type shit.
Yeah.
Like they scored 6 times in the first half. Now, albeit it was a lot of field goals, and you got to put that on Vic because he was preventing them from getting in the end zone. Also with Stafford, he didn't. He missed a couple balls. But you could say that due to pressure. Like it was times we was getting pressure, and he had to throw the ball fast. So, I mean, that to me, you can't. And the Rams ain't nothing to sneeze at.
No,
They're a good football team, and we spanked them with just 30 minutes of play. Think about that. How good are they? Like they might whoop everybody else ass in the league, but if we could do that to them, that should make motherfuckers scared of us, dog.
No, I
like
agree.
they gotta be scared of us, dog.
Act easy. I got to run, my friend. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, homie. You be easy. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. Great takeaways today. Thank you, bro. There's Akbar joining me here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. Great stuff from the legendary Act Beezy for Sheezy. Let me go to my boy O-Line Guru, who's been patiently waiting. I told you Akbar was going to ramble. That's one thing you're getting when you get Akbar on. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling? I know you had some, your takes last week where I got to see some more from this team. What'd you see today?
I got everything I needed to see. I only need to see a couple more games. You know what's so crazy? I know you remember the Cleveland Browns game last year. After that one half of football, I said we're going to the Super Bowl. It was, I think, game 5, and I think we was 2-2 before, and we barely pulled it out. It was one of them games that we barely pulled out, and we started running ball the second half.
Yeah, that was when Nick Sirianni was lashing out at the fans after the game.
Yeah. And I was like, we figured it out. I'm not saying that I felt the same way here, but it definitely showed that we had the DNA to keep it going. The pass game definitely has potential. Like I said, John was spot on, and I agree with John again. We need to be unpredictable. We always run on first and second downs, it seemed like, especially in the beginning. I think we need to be more unpredictable. I think Jalen Hurts is spot on when he said that we need to play to win. And one other thing that I've been hearing a lot of critiques of course, Jalen Hurts came back and he's a top 5 quarterback. I'm going to say that again. And people are saying, well, Eagles fans are just irrational. And I'm going to defend Eagle fans a little bit. Eagle fans are just irrational about they always want to fire somebody early in the game, early in the season, yada, yada, yada. They're just emotional. Eagles fans are getting spoiled. We've had a different offensive coordinator every year. And we know that we have the potential to have the team, so you got to move swiftly. So this notion that we've had the same guy every year and we're just ungrateful is just lack of context completely.
Well, the other thing I'd say too is Eagles fans are smart. I mean, not a lot of football fans actually watch and know football.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of fans are just fans. It's just an entertaining sport to them. You know what I mean? Like Eagles fans actually know football. They know what makes a good team. They know what to do. I think you can look at a lot of times where fans called for the running game a couple years ago,
and they started running.
Exactly, and it worked. So that's a big part of it as well. But
I just
what do you
wanted
think
to.
of the defense so far, brother?
Oh, the defense fine. Only reason why I seem so calm and I brought up the Browns game earlier is because, like last year, I didn't start saying much towards the end of the year because I've seen what I needed to see. We're going to be a playoff team. Only thing I got to know now is can we compete in the playoffs? Because playoffs is game to game, and we got the Hoopers to compete. Jalen Hurts to show that we got to beat the Bucks, and I want to take care of the Chargers. We need to get our lick back on the Chargers. We got to get our lick back on the Chargers. The Chargers have
They're playing good football right now. Justin Herbert's having a good year so far.
That'll be a good AFC win for us. We already beat the Chiefs in the AFC. We beat the Chargers. If we come out here and beat the Bucks next week, we took care of most of the threats in the NFC. We took care of the Chiefs and the Chargers in the AFC. We should be confident going to the playoffs. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, I'm just really that was crazy. That second half, even as a former Bob, I was pretty impressed. Like,
yeah, we got to trust him more, man. I don't like the coach's approach with him as a quarterback. We don't need limits on him anywhere. I'm sorry, we don't. I'm not saying to turn him into Joe Burrow, but I am saying you don't need to have a game where, the quarterback shouldn't throw it more than 25 times. Bullshit. If he needs to throw it more than 25 times, throw it. If he doesn't, fine. But I don't like limitations on the player. I don't think it's a good thing, and I don't think it sets the right precedent. So, but I digress. I think he's doing well, and I think he's handling it. And, he is – what I think I don't want to say it cripples him, but, I think how, committed he is to actually winning and then being a coach's kid, it, sometimes maybe stops him from, saying to Patullo, yo, dude. You know what I mean? Let's throw the ball. He's a coach's kid. He's not going to disrespect a coach. He's that type of guy. And he also cares about winning, and they keep winning. So, but I like his comment after the game. I think that's a good comment.
Yeah, definitely. I think, man, we're fine. Now, don't get me wrong. Would I have been this calm had we not won? Let's be honest. Absolutely not. Had I been this calm, had the second half not looked like that? Absolutely not. But seeing that we're able to do that against one of the best teams in the NFL, because I've been very high on the Rams.
Yeah,
I have the Rams as a top 5 NFL team. I think them adding DeVonta Adams is absolutely ridiculous. He's perfect for that system. I think Puka Nacua is unreal. They're always going to put him in positions to flourish. He's always going to be open because my guy on Sean McVay is going to make sure he's always open. So I'm a big fan. They got good DNA over there. They play physical football. They run to the football on the Rams. Their D-line up front, they're really good. I'm a big fan of the Rams. Coming back on a team like that just really makes you wonder what happens if we play 4-quarter football.
I know. That's what I keep thinking about.
And we haven't peaked yet. That's kind of good.
We don't want to peak 100%. We don't want to peak now.
We don't want to peak yet.
We peak now, we got problems. You don't want to peak in September. Dude, you don't want to peak in October. You don't even want to peak in November, man. You want to start to find that top in December. So we'll see.
One last thing, I don't want to hold you because I know you got a lot of people waiting on it. Fred Johnson, and I said it when we signed it. I think that we undervalued him last year. Fred Johnson, a baller. I really mean, as a former offensive, he's a baller. I really, really mean this. As a security blanket, you know how we had, is it Vaitai a few years ago? Isaac saying Malu was kind of like the handyman. Johnson, for us, was a game changer. Pryor don't ever need to be in that tackle ever again, respectfully. Fred Johnson, though, he won that. I'm not gonna say he won that game. I know that sounds exact.
Offense changed when he came in, though.
I mean, all the route concepts as we wanted to do that was longer developing. We was able to do because he was holding it up, and he went against a very, very good offensive line. You remember he bought out against Trey Hendrickson last year, the guy that led the league in sacks last year. He come in against this year against Jared Verse, and he balls out against Jared Verse. So yeah, he's a real baller. He's a real time, and we need to keep him around because we need that security blanket. We do. Lane Johnson is getting older. I'm not saying he's the next guy, but we need to keep that guy. He's like a backup quarterback.
Right. And who gets maybe even a little bit more play than a backup quarterback would. But good stuff, brother. Appreciate you being here. I'll talk to you again next week. All right.
For sure. Go Birds, man.
Go Birds. Later, brother. There's O-line Guru. Appreciate it. I got one more guy in the green room, Chris 3K. I don't know if you're there visually. I just had his audio. I don't know what's going on there. Let me get to the super chat. Craig. What is that, 100 euros? I think that's euros, right? Is that euros? That's euros, right? Yeah, that's euros. Forgive me. I'm not a world traveler. I don't know if I know my currencies as well as I should. I know the Philippines currency. I know the euro. I know the GBP. I know the Chilean pesos because we have a Chilean viewer in here. What else do I know? Can you guys tell me if this is a euro? This is a euro, right? That's real European tender. All right, good stuff. Craig says, Zander, pull your head in. We just do the minimum to win the game. We are not going to throw when we don't have to. We do what we have to, and we will do it through the season till the playoffs, and then they will destroy teams. Oh, and Sills, can you hook me up with Joy Taylor? No. Craig, I love you. Thanks for the big super chat. Yo, Craig, I don't know if it's going to cut it for Joy Taylor. All right? She's riding around a Bentley in Beverly Hills. As much as this big-ass super chat means a lot to me, I don't know how much it's going to mean to Joy Taylor. To your comment about the Eagles' offense. You think they're just like saving it for the playoffs? I don't know. I don't know if that's the take. I mean, why do the minimum when you don't have to do the minimum? I don't know. Craig, don't you do anything in life, Craig, and you're like, I'm not going to do the minimum here. Like, I got to do a little more. I mean, I try and do the minimum in nothing that I do. The minimum to me is a failure. If I do the minimum of what I can do in a given day, then I failed my day miserably. I failed my day miserably. Did the Cowboys bench Dak? Is that real, Crawley? Oh, my God, they do. They got the Milton dude in. Oh. Dallas is losing. Dallas is losing to the Bears. Oh, man, our division blows. Guys, I don't think the Commanders are going to be very good this year either. I've been saying that one. I've been saying that about the Commies. I said that all summer. Sileo and John did not want to hear my takes on the Commanders this year. Yo, Craig, in all seriousness, thank you for the super chat, bro. That's a lot, man. I appreciate it. By the way, you got to spell my name right. It's with a Z. It's with a Z. Come on, man. Thanks for the super chat, big dog. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. All right. I'm feeling good that the Birds won today. I'm feeling good that the Birds won today. All right. I'm feeling real good, actually, that the Birds won today. So we'll see what's happening. I got to look around and see what happened. You know, the one thing that sucks about 1 o'clock games for me is I watch only the Eagles game, obviously. And then I do the post-game show. So I miss basically every game that happens on Sunday until the night game. So it is what it is. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. All right. Craig, thanks for the super, brother. Appreciate you, brother. All right, everybody. I don't know what's going on with this guy in the green room. I don't know. I don't see him. It's not connected. It's not connected. Oh, there he is. What, are you waiting on me, Chris 3K? Let's bring him up. What's going on, man? How you doing?
You got me?
I got you, my man. I didn't know it was you. I talked to you a bunch last year.
Yeah. Nah, the camera be kind of tripping, so sometimes I might just – it's not a you thing. I'll just blank it out.
Wait. If I remember correctly, you're in Rams country, aren't you?
I'm up the street from SoFi.
That's how I knew I remembered that correctly. So are you going to Super Bowl 60?
I don't know, man. We got a lot coming this way because we got in 26, the All-Star game is going to be like – because the Clippers, they play right down the street from SoFi, so you got the All-Star game. You got a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't really want to be dealing with the traffic. It's enough as it is. So, because we had the Bengals, the last Super Bowl, the Bengals, when they played the Rams, that was a mess. So,
was that at SoFi that year?
That was at SoFi. Eagles out here that year, we'll see. But if not, we'll see. But, man, first and foremost, win is a win. That's obviously the good part. I come from the perspective because I think me and you're like probably the same age, 26-ish, somewhere around there.
I just turned 27.
Okay, so I say that because for me, and maybe you could harp on this too, this is the best collection of offensive talent ever. Like, I think calling this team a Super Bowl team is an understatement. This is the greatest talent this franchise has ever seen on offense.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that in spades.
Yeah.
100%.
Between receiver, quarterback, offensive line, running back combination together, this is the best ever. You know what I'm saying? Not individually, but just collectively, it's the best ever. Maybe even individually. So I say that to say the expectations should be high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand the discourse the past few weeks where it's like people saying the bare minimum. Well, they're winning, or, you know, he shouldn't force the ball, or if they're winning, that should be enough. I'm like, why should it be enough? We talking about this is the best collection of talent. And also this team has never had a dynasty before. Like, we've been good and relevant, but not a dynasty.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have a different level of success, you also got to have a different level of expectation.
Absolutely.
You can't be saying like, oh, you think when Tom Brady was in New England, it was enough to just win? Like, no, it was like, we're trying to win and we have a standard and we're trying to win decisively. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to play well and win. Like, you can do both. You can play well, you can put up good numbers and win games. That second half showed that. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, that's sort of the biggest point, is that for a team this good, I don't think the lows should ever be as bad as they are at times. And I think that second half showed when you take the reins off, because I never doubted, and this was because I pop in and out, you know, some of the show sometimes because I'll be so busy. But I hear some of the times when you said, like, John or Dan, they'll say, like, well, the offense is a reflection of the quarterback's, you know, limitations. And I'm like, dude, that's bullcrap, man. When they took the straitjacket off in the second half, when he needed to deliver, we saw what it looked like. And it wasn't.
You didn't hear me say that. You heard Sileo say
no,
that.
not you.
Yeah.
Not you. And you know what else can't be said today? He did not go up against a quarterback that had inferior talent. Matt Stafford had just as much talent that Jalen had on his side of the ball today. He had two receivers. His running game was better than Jalen's today.
Yep.
And Jalen took the game from him, point blank, period. Like, I don't think there should be any. I'm tired because I feel like a lot of it comes from a place, and I don't think even some of the people that say, well, we're just winning, I think it's a disrespect to Jalen more than anybody. Like, dude, this guy clearly over and over and over has shown us when things need to get delivered, more often than not, he delivers. He's already won the big game. He's been to two. He's been great. And we saw it again today in the second half. So it's like, for me, after seeing that, like, what's holding this team back from not being, you're not going to do, like I said, it doesn't have to be 400 yards of offense, or it doesn't have to be him throwing for 5,000 or whatever, doing what Joe Burrow does. I'm not saying that because he's unique in his own right. But I am saying that the lows should never be as bad as they are.
I agree. I
34 yards in the first half this week. I think last week it was 93 or something like that. I'm like, yo, what's the deal with that? You know what I'm saying? And the other thing too, I don't care, and I don't want to hear this rhetoric anymore. I don't care what defense we're up against. Throw 11 the ball. I don't care what it is. I don't want to hear any more.
If you knew how much hate I got in the comments for saying that this week,
dude,
you'd be blown away.
I'm watching the same Cowboys team that we played. The Giants ripped them apart last week. The Bears ripped them apart today with lesser receivers. We saw today what happened when we throw AJ the ball, and Smitty too, and Dallas. But obviously, AJ, you know, is the main focal point, unfairly sometimes, because I don't really think he's that much of a hothead, to be honest with you. He's really not. But either way, he's the superstar receiver, so he gets some of the unfair criticism. Even if he does, you know what? Even if he does catch a tantrum every now and again, he's worth every penny. Because you saw it today when that dude gets thrown the ball, 3rd and 10, we need a play, contested catch. He's coming down with it, and he's going to, you know, he's a threat to take it to the house. He's going to break a tackle. So he's worth every penny, and I don't want to hear for the rest of the season anybody tell me, well, the other team gets paid to, or the other. There's no defensive coordinator that is that good to take A.J. Brown out of a game. I don't care who it is. Because even when Mahomes had Kelsey in there, when they won the Super Bowls, you don't think defensive coordinators were scheming for Travis Kelce? Of course they were. But it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So just to, you know, kind of wrap it up, because, you know, I got, you know, you got to do your thing. But I'm like, if anything, that second half should be this game, the contrast between the first and second half should just be an entire display to all the Jalen Hurts naysayers, the critics, because I know you got the two convergents, as you call them, with you, and Dan and John. They're not really Eagle fans, but this should be a firm example of, for everything that you guys have critiques about with Jalen and this and that, he and AJ and everybody else in that passing offense can clearly get the job done when needed, and there should be no questions about it. Like, point blank, period. That's just how I've seen it. But this is the greatest collection of talent ever, though. I
agree, and I completely agree with your point about the bottom, dude. You can't. The lows shouldn't be this low.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You're gonna have lows. Like, we know it's not gonna all be perfect. You know, it's football. But like, dude, 30, what, not, minus 1.5? That's insane.
That's where I feel like with certain things, it's not always black and white. There's a middle ground.
Yes.
Is it going to be 500 yards of offense every week? No. There is no defense good enough to stop this kind of offense to 34 yards in any half. There's no defensive coordinator that's that good. And I just want to touch on the defense real quick because I ain't saying it. I think the defense is going to be real solid again, man. I thought Reed, I think somebody said earlier he was bad. That first touchdown was an offensive pass interference. If you get a chance to watch it
was.
The DeVonta Adams one was a pass interference.
But here's my problem with it. You're not running with him. He was out of position. He got stat there watching, and that's why he was chasing. Right. You're right. It was an offensive PI.
It was an offensive.
Adams is going to get that call more than Reed.
He's not, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if they're going to complain about the tush push and what is or isn't wrong about that play, then I'm just like, I don't know if he would have or would have not made a play on the ball, but the push off did clearly add an extra inch of separation, which made the play what it was. But I think the defense is going to be good again. And I just think, if anything that I've heard before I get out, the margin of error thing is real. When you pass the ball like that, your defense has more room to make plays because they don't have to be so perfect. And then they end up they gave up 7 points in the second half, really off the one turnover. That was it.
It was one play.
That was one play.
They got the turnover at the 15. They had a play action pass to the flat to Kyron Williams and got a touchdown. One play.
And that was the defense for us because of the fumble. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, all in all, man, if there's anybody, you know what I'm saying, out there for the rest of the season, I don't want to hear no more AJ was covered by this defense. I don't care. Throw that dude the ball and let Jalen do his thing, and you'll see the rest of this. I'm not even worried about Saquon. Saquon will get his, bro. It'll come with time.
I was trying to say it to Sills today. I'm not worried about.
Man. Listen, they're not Eagle fans. With all respect to them, I know I respect where the perspective that they come from, but they don't have the endearment that we have of, like I said, this is the best collection of offensive talent we've ever seen on this team's franchise history, and I don't want that to not be maximized because we're scared of a turnover or we're scared of a defensive coordinator taking away the most uncoverable receiver in the league. Like, come on, bro. You can't play scared like that, man.
You're on fire, my man.
The quarterback is a proven winner. Come on, man.
You're on fire, brother. I appreciate it, man. Great stuff as always. Great talking with you again. Hope you had a great summer, my friend. I hope to see you again soon. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be in and out when I can. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you, man. It's Chris 3K. Great stuff, man. That was great. He was great. He was on fire. I agree with everything he said. I mean, I don't get how you could say it better than the way he said it. Chris 3K might want to go into media. My guy was out there fucking spitting super hot fire. Beautifully articulated. The point about the lows is so true, though, man. The point about the shows or the lows is so true. We know it's not going to look perfect all the time. I think we're all aware of that, but it should never look as bad as it sometimes looks. All right. I'll take a couple more. I want to thank my guy, Craig, again. Craig, thank you, dude. I know I busted your stones about Joy Taylor, but thank you, dude. Means a lot for me, Craig. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, guys. Great show. I was supposed to go to 7. You know, you got me to 7:20. It is what it is. Craig helped it out. All right. So thank you all for being here, guys. Hit that like button. How many likes are we up to? We should have we still have what? How many people watching here? Still 283. Not bad on YouTube. All right, everybody. Love all you guys. Smash the like button. Drop your comments. Craig, thanks for the super. Thanks, everybody, for all the supers today. All right. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., about 12 hours from now, 13 hours from now. We'll be live on Birds 365. We'll have the full breakdown. Thought Johnny Mack had good takes today, so we'll get his perspective. I'm going to rewatch the game tonight. I know normally postgame shows end at, 2, 3 a.m. If they're a night game, if they're a 4 o'clock game, it still ends at, midnight. I might have a chance to rewatch the full game now on the NFL app. I'm going to do that. First half is ugly. Second half is beautiful. Thing of beauty. But, all right, love all you guys. Hit that like button. See you next time, everybody.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.